now have confirmation that Edon Alexander, that 21-year-old native of Tenafly, New Jersey, is out of the ugly hands of Hamas and back in safety in the West. The transfer has happened. It started in Khan Yunis. That's a town in Gaza. That is where Hamas brought the 21-year-old, and then they transferred him over to a set of Red Cross vehicles.
Fox's Greg Paulcott there. The United States and China announcing that temporarily eased tariffs on each other. Fox Business Network's Edward Lawrence at the White House with more.
The reciprocal tariffs on the U.S. side goes to 30%, and the tariffs on the Chinese side, the retaliation, go to 10%. Here's how the U.S. gets to that 30%. They are lowering the reciprocal tariffs to 10% on Chinese imports, and then adding the additional 20% regarding the fentanyl emergency.
Yeah, I think they're going to follow through. I think they want it very badly. I think they want the deal very badly. Again, this doesn't include the steel tariffs.
This breakthrough agreement allows the ships that are right now stuck in the Chinese harbors to now come to the United States and sell their goods.
The Trump administration says the tariff plans are a response to decades of unfair trade on the U.S. Critics claim, though, the president's tariffs agenda creating economic uncertainty and fears a recession. The Qatari royal family gifting President Trump a $400 million jet to use at Air Force One, but it raises legal and ethics concerns. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt on Fox and Friends promises the administration is going to follow the law.
The Qatari government has graciously offered to donate a plane to the Department of Defense. The legal details of that are still being worked out.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They're spending money here, but expect it will be for the betterment of the world. Scattered showers showing up all around the state on radar, but not to amount to much here in the Indy Metro right now. It's 74 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Jarrett Lewis with a story about the biotech company's expansion and its meaning for you.
Biotech giant Roche is announcing a new investment in the city totaling more than $500 million. Roche says their $550 million investment will expand its diagnostics manufacturing hub in Indy by 2030. The expansion will focus on manufacturing continuous glucose monitoring systems. They expect to create hundreds of highly skilled jobs for the Indiana economy and enhance their production capabilities in the U.S. Indianapolis serves as the North American headquarters for Roche Diagnostics, part of the Roche Group. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The cops tried to put a lid on speeding and reckless driving this weekend. Indianapolis Metro Police, Indiana State Police, and Beech Grove Police made at least 7 arrests and found at least 2 stolen vehicles Saturday night into early Sunday morning. A baby was taken in Plymouth in Marshall County early Saturday morning, say state police. When a trooper spotted the car police were looking for on US 20 in Elkhart County, he pulled it over, and in the back was the baby's father, Shaquille Booker, who was not supposed to have the 6-month-old. He was arrested, and the baby is safe. 18 years for Noelle Wood and the death of her 4-year-old child who died in a trash-filled, feces-smelling house in Fort Wayne, July 15, 2022. The autopsy showed of a drug overdose, cocaine and fentanyl that were within the child's reach. The boyfriend has also pleaded guilty, and his sentencing is next week. A naked man walking through a public park. John Herrick reports that's who Evansville police spotted over the weekend.
The Evansville Police Department says Craig Keeling didn't have any clothes on Saturday. Instead, he was carrying them in his hands when walking in the woods by a parking lot. A witness said Keeling was touching himself while motioning at the witness to join him.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
The month of May is here, so start your search engines and go to indianaunclaimed.gov to claim your money today. You have cash waiting for you at indianaunclaimed.gov. Right now, the Attorney General's office is reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. This isn't a boat or a car or contents of a storage locker. This is your money, your cash that's actually waiting for you. It could have been a deposit that you forgot you were supposed to get back, or a dividend from a stock. It could have been an insurance claim. There are a whole series of reasons why you have money waiting for you. Well, the Attorney General has those dollars, and you can search it up fast, easy, and free at indianaunclaimed.gov. Victory Lane is just one claim away at indianaunclaimed.gov. Search for yourself, your family, and your business this May. Text my name, Tony, to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov. indianaunclaimed.gov. Now go get your cash.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
What's happening? Chris Davis looking at the north side. Westbound 465 before 865. It's a vehicle fire in the right lane causing stop and go traffic back to Ditch Road and a delay of 21 minutes. Northbound 65 already grinding from Raymond Street into the south split through that road construction. And inbound 65 slowing down after 21st Street to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by True Green. Summer's better with True Green. Get a lawn you'll love for less than you think. Don't wait. Sign up at TrueGreen.com and get 75% off your first treatment. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies today. A few spotty showers or thunderstorms into the afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Overnight, partly cloudy, mild lows near 61. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer right over there. Donald Trump. I think he's been on a sort of a hot streak lately, it seems like. We'll start with tariffs. Trump shot the tariffs.
Talking tariffs.
I love that joke. You know, I just love that joke. He just posted a statement about the United States and China's 90-day tariff deal. Hammer, why don't you tell us a little bit about where we're headed here?
So basically, long story short, America's tariffs on China for the next 90 days will be going from 145% to 30%. China's tariffs on America going from 125% to 10%.
Those were big numbers and big jumps.
Yes. And this comes from that little get-together that they had at a neutral site over the weekend.
I believe they call it a soiree.
Ooh, a soiree. Chips, dips, chains, whips, candle wax. Congratulations to the 5 people that know that reference.
Love it.
Treasury Secretary Bessent said that both the United States and China, neither side want a decoupling, and the United States will remain a 10% base tariff plus 20% on fentanyl-related levy. Here is the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
This is an extraordinary first step in the right direction, and thanks to the strength of President Trump, Secretary Bessent and Ambassador Greer were able to cut this initial deal with China. China agreed to reduce their tariffs on the United States by 115%. They also agreed to continue having discussions about opening Chinese markets to American-made products and goods, and they also agreed to continue seriously discussing the grave impact that Chinese-produced fentanyl is having right here in the United States and our people. So this is a great first step for the American public, and Secretary Bessent, Ambassador Greer, and of course President Trump will continue negotiations with China so we can hopefully inevitably get to a fair and comprehensive big trade deal.
You know, it just screams to me is the weakness of the Biden administration and how feeble the Biden administration was in dealing with China. They knew he was weak.
Everybody in the world knew he was weak.
And then Trump comes in and starts with all this stuff and the tariffs and everything else. And what do you know? We got a little action. We got people coming to the table.
And that's what this whole thing was about. Don't get it twisted here. This is not the final deal, okay? This is just a temporary 90-day, hey, why don't you give a little, we give a little, let's get together and keep on talking conversation, which is more than what a lot of people thought China would do. But China's economy has been taking it in every hole that they have since these tariffs came out. Now, you could say what you want about the United States and the, volatile stock market. which, by the way, loved this news.
Oh, yeah.
But China has had it way worse than the United States lately, and this is just the starting point. It's a 90-day little deal, and conversations will continue. Now, in other big news coming out, Hamas has said it has released Israeli-American hostage Eden Alexander.
Good.
Paving the way
Finally.
for more ceasefire talks between Hamas and Israel. Hamas says they're ready to be involved in negotiations to reach a ceasefire agreement.
Well, I'm sure everything's on the up and up with Hamas, but it is interesting, I think, that America was dealing directly with Hamas on this hostage negotiation, and Israel was kind of cut out of the deal on this specific one, which is also telling that Donald Trump is his first major overseas trip going on this week to the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Arab Emirates. Notice who I didn't mention in there? Israel. Yeah.
Interesting.
So some are suggesting that maybe Donald Trump is getting a little frustrated with Bibi.
Well, listen.
And how he's dealing with things.
This talks of a ceasefire are great, but we always are quick to remind people there was a ceasefire in place when Hamas paratroopers were coming out of the sky, landing at a concert and started slaughtering people. There was a ceasefire in place then, too. So, again, don't trust these people as far as you can throw them, but the fact that an American hostage has been released.
And with your bad knee, Hammer, you shouldn't be throwing anything.
Dude, I am banged up.
Another reference.
I'm banged up.
You are limping around here like Biden.
I need to have my hands like glide, just walking by.
Can I get you a walker with a few, with a couple of tennis balls on the bottom?
I have a calf strain or something.
You won't get over that for months.
Like Steph Curry of the Warriors has the same injury.
Okay.
He's questionable to come back next week. I've got this injury. I might die. I don't know if I'll make it to the end of the month.
Allison, call 911, please.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Trump has announced that he'll be signing an executive order to lower the cost of prescription drugs.
Another win.
30 to 80%. So you're right, Nige. This has been a pretty solid run here for the Orange Man. Meanwhile, you look at the state of the Dems. They're still trying to fight about who the face of the party is. They put a little numbnuts like David Hogg in at the DNC as their vice president, who's trying to push out some of their older members. But the problem is the younger members are idiots. So I get you might not like Chuck Schumer. You might not like some of these older Democrats that just had their asses handed to them. But do you really think AOC and Jasmine Crockett and Ilhan Omar could do any better?
Is this a rhetorical question?
I mean, if you thought Kamala Harris was a bad candidate, just wait until AOC steps on that debate stage against either J.D. Vance or Ron DeSantis.
Oh, they'll decimate her. Decimate.
So it's been a good run. The market's up. You like that news on a Monday?
They also, what were we just talking about Friday with the guy from Breitbart? And the next day, Donald Trump basically told Pakistan and India to calm the F down and ease it down with the nuclear talks. And lo and behold,
we got a little ceasefire action.
We got calm. Boy, if Pakistan and India can do it, I'm telling you.
Right.
There's hope for the world.
Wouldn't you love if that were just a Truth Social post he put out? Pakistan and India. Calm the F down. And it's just his picture looking all surly on that Truth Social post. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And we almost forgot there's a new pope. Like the new pope had like 24 hours in the news cycle. Things have been so nuts between tariffs and wars and talks of ceasefire in the market. We almost forgot the Chicago pope is now in play. And unfortunately, yes, he is a White Sox fan. I love the White Sox dug up video of him at their World Series game in 2015. It's like him in the stands just eating.
I didn't see it. Was he drinking a brewski?
Did not have a brewski.
No? Okay.
But he was watching the Sox and Astros, I think it was, or Sox and whoever they were playing. He was there, and so Yes, he's a White Sox fan, which goes to prove even God himself cannot help the Southsiders because they're still awful. They're not the worst team in baseball, Colorado Rockies, but they're not very good. So with all the excitement of the new American Pope being from Chicago, one network has decided to strike while the iron's hot. From the people who bring you Chicago Hope and Chicago Fire comes this new program.
He's got a passion for Christ and the Bears. From the creators of Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Justice, it's Chicago Pope.
We're on a mission from God.
His blessed sacrament is a slice of deep dish pizza and a shot of Malort.
I'm planning on taking one of my Pope hats and putting a Bulls logo on it.
Chicago Pope, following a new episode of Chicago Transit Authority and Chicago Parking Enforcement, CBS tonight.
The market seems a little saturated with Chicago programming.
Have you ever had Malort before in your life?
I have not. My buddy DJ is a bartender in Chicago.
It's a liquor kind of whiskey. I don't even think whiskey's the right word, but it's made in Chicago.
Yes.
It's from a Chicago.
He loves it. He speaks highly of it. Matt Bear, we have got some good news in the news cycle. How about the roads?
Looking at the north side, westbound 465 before 865. That's a vehicle fire blocking the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Meridian. A 16-minute delay. Northbound 465 slow after 86th Street up to 865. Eastbound 465 slows Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. And on the south side, northbound 65 stop-and-go after Raymond into the south split. That's because of construction. Inbound 65 slowing down from 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 mostly up to speed. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Secure low prices on brands like GE Profile, Cafe, and more during the locked-in pricing sale at Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com or your local Grand today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Like, seriously, I'm walking around the hallway here. I look like Willy Wonka when he's, like, walking up to the gates for the very first time and he's got a cane. That's what I feel like.
Except you ain't doing no somersaults.
Dude, if I do a somersault, I ain't getting up. I promise you. We got some light rain, 75 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We got Monday Gunday. Guy Relford going to join us here in about 15 minutes. He'll be in studio, I believe. Had a court appearance earlier, but I believe he will be in studio. And we got some tickets for Carb Day to give away coming up here in just a little bit. We'll talk more about Carb Day and that awesome Pacers game last night. Do not go anywhere. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, the warm weather's here. Time for gatherings, hanging out with friends and family, activities, holidays. But how are you going to keep up if you got low testosterone and your levels are low and it's draining your energy? Here is the answer. TRT with Low T Center. There's never been a better time to start TRT than right now with a free medical consultation and a free test. The best thing about it, it's on site. They'll process your test quickly, and if you qualify, you can start the treatment that day.
Guys, if you're looking to lose a few pounds, the Low T Center, they've got that covered for you, too, with prescription weight loss. Prescription weight loss medication. So if you want to make that appointment today, they'll walk you through the entire process. And as always, most major health insurance is accepted when you make that appointment at the Low T Center. Visit fixmylowt.com to book that appointment today. fixmylowt.com. Sign up today. Get a free medical consultation with a free T test. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
and 6/22/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off or schedule a pickup, and you'll put cash in your pocket. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
It's Kubota Orange Days. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs, get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Indianapolis to see the full line of Kubota or visit McAllisterKubota.com.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, and AI? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
This hour on WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine custom jewelry.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, a week from this Friday, the Hammer and Nigel Show live out at Carb Day, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, near Gasoline Alley in Garage 23. I am fired up.
The Hensley Legal Group Command Center, as we've dubbed our area. So if you're familiar with where our pal JMV does his show, which is kind of right there in the middle of Pagoda Plaza.
Yeah.
Just go down a little bit to Garage 23. We're going to be set up down there, and man, it's going to be real fun. It's going to be a good time. We hope you guys stop by, join us. We're going to have the Celebrity Beer Bong out there.
Is that right?
A new season, by the way, of Celebrity Beer Bong, I believe, begins this Friday.
Oh, I'm going to miss it?
Johnette Cruz from the WIBC newsroom.
Oh, Johnette Cruz is going to come in here and do a beer bong?
She's committed to Celebrity Beer Bong this Friday.
Damn it.
To kick off season 2.
You're going to have to get footage of that on the phone and text me immediately. Or I might just have to watch it live on YouTube.
Watch the stream. We'll have all dedicated cameras on her.
I cannot believe I'm not going to be here for that.
And then I believe out at Carb Day, there'll be no shortage of people doing the Celebrity Beer Bong. We're trying to talk the coupon lady into chugging one down.
Have we? I was going to say, yeah, maybe, because my wife's going to be there too.
We need to have the
like
wives. If not a contest, then just a good old-fashioned back and forth. Celebrity Beer Bong Wives Edition. That'd be fun.
I'll have to. Is Crystal on the fence about it?
She's never done it before. She asked if I could.
We've had lots of those.
Yeah, she asked, does it have to be a beer that you choose? I'm like, God, what do you want? So we'll find something and do it
I'll
up.
tell you the trick. What was the trick that the Watson's girl taught us? Do you remember the trick? Warm beer.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that?
Warm beer.
She requested a warm beer. Yes, of course I'll come do Beer Bong Celebrity Challenge, but I needed the beer to be warm.
Room temperature was her rider. Yeah. Yes, her rider request. Man, Pacers last night. Fieldhouse was rocking.
You were there.
I was there, man, and it's good to see a good old-fashioned beatdown once in a while. And that's what happened last night. Final score was 129-109, a 20-point total, but it was not that close.
It wasn't even that close.
At one point, I think the Pacers were up by 44 points in the third quarter. They were up by 41 at halftime.
Wow.
The Pacers ended the first half on a 17-2 run. Here are just a few highlights of the Pacers radio network. Our pal Eddie Garrison pieced a couple of these together for us. He's the in-studio producer for the Pacers. This is toward the end of the first half when the Pacers were just going nuts.
Turner with a 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Oh, my goodness! What is happening here? My. A 3 from the left side. It's 75-37. Into the forecourt, Neesmith. Turner is feeling it, and why not? Why not? Why not? A 3 from 2 miles away out on the left side. This cannot possibly be happening. Pacers have 4 seconds to score one more time. Here comes Neesmith. He'll get it off from the wing, and of course he hit it. Of course he hit it as the bench empties.
41-point lead at halftime, Nige. Pacers lead the series 3-1. Game 5 in Cleveland tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. And if the Cavs extend the series, Game 6 will be back here in Indy on Thursday.
Oh, they got it wrapped up. They got this. This series is over, right?
Stop it.
Or did I just jinx it?
Stop it. I want to throw something at you right now. Because even though Pacers are up 3-1, let's say Cleveland defends their home court tomorrow night. That's 3-2. Coming back to Indy, you better win Game 6. Because, man, you don't want to go back for a Game 7 on the road. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but let's try to avoid that. Win tomorrow. If you don't win that, got to win Game 6. Now, I thought this was fun. So our pal Eddie White hosts the Pacers postgame show, the world's greatest postgame show, as he calls it.
Yes.
See if you can guess who this is. They got a random call last night on the postgame show from Caitlin from downtown.
Just one of those nights where you literally could not miss. It was Aaron, it was Miles, it was Pascal. It was just one to the next, and it was really, really fun to watch. I felt honestly just bad for the Cavs at one point, but man, that was some good basketball.
A little surprise call from Caitlin from downtown into Eddie White's show.
Did he make it known that was Caitlin Clark?
I think he did toward the end.
Okay.
Yes. But
that's awesome that she is. I mean, you see her at the games fired up.
Yeah, she was there last night.
She's a huge fan.
But just decided to call the post-game show. Good for her. So here to wrap up what happened last night and what's going to move forward, I tried to get the real Rick Carlisle on the show.
Yes.
But he is reserved for our sister station, The Fan. I believe they have him on the regular.
They have exclusive rights.
But we have the exclusive rights to AI Rick Carlisle.
Well, the Cavs sucked tonight, plain and simple. I mean, we were amazing, but the Cavs were awful. I actually feel bad. Because not only did the Cavs get blown out, but then they had to fly back to that hellhole of a city they call home. Hopefully their ugly girlfriends and wives made them feel better. I mean, seriously, women in Cleveland are fat mutants. I don't believe that any woman in Cleveland wears Victoria's Secret. I think they all wear stretchy granny panties from Lane Bryant and trash bags with holes cut out. Anyway, I hope we can end this thing on Tuesday. Go Pacers. AI Carlisle out.
AI Rick Carlisle recapping the game last night.
Bravo.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Exercise Inc. locations all over town. It's a different, unique way of getting the physical exercise that your body needs and that you've been craving. You want a different way, a different, unique way of working out. You got to try out Exercise Inc. First of all, they're all over town. Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville. I go to the one in Zionsville. There's the new one in Fishers. And basically what Exercise Inc. is, it's a once-a-week strength training program that only lasts 20 minutes. Once a week for 20 minutes. private studios, no mirrors, no music, no spandex. It's just you and your coach. You're going to feel better. You'll lose some weight. You'll probably look better. What are you waiting for? If the current big box gyms aren't working out for you, you've tried everything else, check out Exercise Inc. They'll work with you inside the gym, and they'll stick with you outside the gym to make sure you have a healthy diet with proper eating habits and routines. ExerciseInc.com. ExerciseInc.com. Change your life in 20 minutes a week with Exercise Inc.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct, and May is officially the kickoff to home improvement season. And right now, during their home improvement season sale, you'll get an incredible 50% off your windows. Yes, half off. You heard right. You can upgrade your home with beautiful, energy-efficient windows for half the cost. But it gets even better. For a limited time, you'll get no interest and no payments for 12 months. That's a whole year to enjoy your new windows before you pay a single cent. And here's the cherry on top. You'll receive a free entry door with your window purchase. Now, some restrictions may apply, so to get all the information and schedule your free in-home estimate, call Universal Windows Direct today at 317-659-7574, 317-659-7574. Universal Windows Direct's home improvement season sale. Half off your windows, no interest, no payments for 12 months. 317-659-7574. Tell them Rob sent you.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A downtown stabbing, one person in critical condition. You may get a shower this afternoon. Scattered showers are showing up on radar, none though in the immediate area. It's 74 downtown. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. That stabbing happened just before noon near the City County building, not far from Luger Plaza at the intersection of Washington and Penn, say Indy Metro Police. One person was injured, taken to the hospital, and was reported as critical. Another person has been detained by police, but it's not clear if that person had anything to do with it. He goes from managing waste to trying to stop waste, the new head of the post office.
David Steiner is the pick to be the new U.S. Postmaster General. And depending on how you view him, he's either a man with experience or a conflict of interest. Best known perhaps for being the longtime CEO of the global trash hauling company Waste Management, Steiner now sits on the board of FedEx. Critics say that portends possible privatization of the Postal Service. Steiner, though, in a statement, says he's committed to keeping the post office an independent government agency. Defenders of the Postal Service say it's always lost money, specifically because it is a service, delivering mail 6 days a week to more than 166 million addresses with some of the lowest postage rates in the developed world. At the local post office in Wyncote, Pennsylvania, I'm Jeff Flock, Fox News.
Gernal Scott has the lowdown on the Diddy trial.
8 men and 4 women have begun hearing what attorneys will present over the next several weeks. Combs' attorneys alleged during the final jury selection that race was a factor in prosecutors striking several black people from serving, which the judge dismissed. U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson spoke of alleged crimes committed over decades by Combs and his inner circle, including arson, bribery, and obstruction, beyond the racketeering and sex trafficking he has pleaded not guilty to. Defense attorney Tony Garagos said Combs is complicated and can be violent and jealous, but that's not what he's on trial for. Combs faces 15 years to life if he is convicted. In New York City, Gernal Scott, Fox News.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Spring in Indy, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint, and the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can have Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, crash downtown northbound 6570 on the Washington Street exit. It's at the top of the ramp, blocking the right lane and causing stop-and-go traffic back to Raymond Street. That area from Raymond Street to the south split is also a construction zone. It was already grinding, and now it's going to be a little bit slower. Eastbound 70 slow to the south split from Harding Street. Inbound 65 stop-and-go 29th and 2 Meridian Penn, a 4-minute delay. North side got it in bad way here. Westbound 465 at 865, vehicle fire in the right lane. Traffic jammed up past Ditch Road. Northbound 465, that's jammed. 86th Street to 865. As you make your east, it's loaded up into Michigan Road, and that's going to be very slow, barely moving at all. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week is Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, polycast, aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A spotty shower and storm chance remains with us into our Monday night with lows in the low to mid-60s. Scattered showers and storms then mainly Tuesday afternoon and evening with highs in the mid-upper 70s and a little humid as well. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
It's Monday Gunday with the gun guy.
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Guy Relford.
Stop calling your arms guns.
Hammer and Nigel show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here, also joining us live in studio. The Gun Guy, host of the Gun Guy program Saturdays here on 93 WIBC. Guy Relford, 2A attorney, a licensed firearms instructor. How the hell are you, man?
I'm great, and thanks as always to our sponsor for Monday Gunday. That's Premier Arms in Brownsburg, with the largest selection of new, used, and historic firearms in the Midwest, and PA Jewelers located in the farmhouse right out front. Check them out at 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg or premierarms.com.
So, Guy, what's on your radar, man? I was on part of a text message thread here earlier this morning with you and Hammer. Something about machine guns.
Yeah. Well,
we're going to go see Machine Gun Kelly at concerts.
Yeah.
Was that right?
That's what we're going to do.
Tickets?
Well, yeah.
What is the technical definition of a machine gun? Because I have a feeling people that don't know crap equate that to like an AR-15 or something like that, right?
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's a good point. And there's been that legal argument out there that we ought to ban AR-15s because they're just too similar to quote unquote machine guns. But the legal definition of machine gun is that when you pull the trigger, you get more than one bullet that exits the muzzle of the gun per function of the trigger. In other words, if I just pull the trigger on a gun and hold the trigger back, and the trigger does not function any other way, and I get repetitive shots or multiple shots out of that, that's a machine gun.
Gotcha.
If when I have one manipulation, one function of the trigger, I get one shot, that's semi-automatic. And that's what distinguishes the AR-15 from a true machine gun.
Yes.
But no, yeah, there's a district court case, and it's just a district court case. We'll see how it goes in a neighboring state that is looking at whether the regulation, the severe regulation of machine guns, that's really only been on the books since 1986. Do you know, before 1986, any law-abiding citizen, you go in and buy a machine gun just like they could a semi-automatic gun today. In 1986, as part of the Firearm Owners Protection Act, quote unquote, they severely limited the availability of machine guns. You can still own one, but it has to have been manufactured and registered prior to 1986, and then you have to pay a $200 tax stamp, go through a kind of an extra background check to obtain it. So they're not banned. They're just highly regulated. And I have several friends who have, multiple machine guns that are totally, completely legal. But the lawsuit we're talking about challenges the severe restriction on the availability of quote-unquote machine guns because they really have only been severely limited in terms of their availability since 1986. And keep in mind, something you guys and I have talked about many times is the new test for determining whether a gun law is constitutional or not, since the Bruin case in 2022, is whether it's consistent with a historical text, history, and tradition of the Second Amendment, how it's been regulated since the Second Amendment was adopted in 1791 and ratified. And we only not, I almost say banned, but almost banned machine guns in 1986. So how can you say going all the way back?
How can we release Rambo and then move forward to ban machine guns right afterwards?
That's right. Having said that, this is the case that's just in the district court level. It's not in Indiana. It won't affect us however it goes. But some people are predicting this winds its way up to the Supreme Court. And it will be interesting because I think even this Supreme Court, which has been solid on 2A, maybe not quite as strong as we would have preferred, but the Bruin decision was outstanding. I think they will go to extreme measures to avoid saying, yeah, you can buy a machine gun just like you can buy a semi-automatic firearm. I just think that will hit them in a way that makes them abandon the normal legal analysis.
And it's not that they would necessarily ban them or say something about it. They would do what the Supreme Court usually does, kick it back down the road when they don't want to deal with something.
And they do that often. But keep in mind, this is the same Supreme Court is the one that set aside ATF's ban on bump stocks because they said, well, a bump stock's just too close to a machine gun. And then they said, no, we're not buying that.
That was a Trump thing.
It was. And so we'll see. But I'm not. I have multiple friends texting me or sending me messages on social media going, look at this. We're about to have full availability of machine guns. I'm not predicting that anytime soon.
4th of July is about to be lit in my neighborhood. Buckle up, kids.
And by the way, they make, and don't they? We've also talked about the mechanism that they make that you can attach or whatever to turn it into a bump stocks, right? Is there something else?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That they make too?
And that's actually the subject of another issue going on in California right now. You're talking about a Glock switch, and what a Glock switch is it's a relatively cheap, easy to make part. Some people make them on 3D printers. China is manufacturing thousands of them and importing them illegally into this country. But it's a relatively simple device that you can, without much gunsmithing experience at all, you can install on your Glock handgun that converts a semi-automatic Glock handgun into a fully automatic machine gun.
Wow.
And it's called a Glock switch. And that has actually led, and I sent you guys this link, that has actually led the state of California now not just to ban these switches, because, by the way, Indiana made them illegal a couple of years ago because they do, in fact, turn a semi-automatic handgun into a quote-unquote machine gun. But California isn't just stopping there to say these switches are illegal. And by the way, they were already illegal under federal law. But the state of California has a bill pending right now to actually ban Glock handguns.
Oh, come on.
Yes,
actual gun?
To ban all Glock. So your Glock 17, Jason, that you shot very, very well. Your wife shot very, very well.
Better than me.
But the state of California would say your gun is actually illegal because it's a machine gun convertible device that is too easily convertible to a machine gun. So we're going to ban the entire line of Glock handguns. And listen, in California, in the California state legislature, I would not be shocked if this thing passes in California.
So what you're telling all of us right now is the state of California, they're Glock blockers. Yes. That's what they are. They're a group of Glock blockers. That's what they want to be.
You know what? I think there should be a trademark out there on that. I think it's going to get a lot of play in California. But by the way, for those not familiar, Glock handguns, they're carried by something like 60% of all law enforcement agencies across the country. Most commonly owned handguns in America for civilians. The Glock 19, which is a compact 9mm, is probably the most commonly carried firearm in the country, and they're going to ban them altogether. I want to see that get past a Second Amendment analysis. That would be entertaining.
Yeah, and when you have Gavin Newsom as your leader of California slowly trying to move to the center, you put a bill like that on his desk, I don't think he'd sign it.
That's fascinating. See, I hadn't even thought about that. I have such low regard for him.
I do too.
Even though,
but he is.
Yeah.
Not because he wants to be, but he saw what happened in the election.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I know he's not Jerry Brown, but I still call him Governor Moonbeam, just because I think he's kind of the successor Governor Moonbeam. So I still tag him with that.
It's Monday Gunday with Guy Relford here on the Hammer and Nigel show. So what's this gun control group that's fighting against veterans and their 2A rights.
Oh, man. I got to tell you, this hits me. I'm not a veteran, as you guys know, but this is something that really hits me emotionally, and that is that the ATF first under Obama, and it got to a pretty bad level, and then Biden took it to a whole new level. They have a policy within the VA that if you have a disability as a veteran, like PTSD, with so many of our veterans went over, put themselves in harm's way, sacrificed their safety, and many incurred horrible injuries, and at a minimum came home with PTSD. If you do that and you ask to have a financial fiduciary appointed for purposes of receiving your VA benefits, in other words, you may be an amputee and it's hard for you to get to the bank, or you may have some other physical ailment that makes it hard for you to get around. So you ask for your benefits to be sent to a fiduciary, can help you manage your finances. That alone, under Obama and under Biden, has had the VA make a determination that you have been adjudicated to be mentally defective under the terms of the federal statute that says you've lost your Second Amendment rights. You now are too incompetent to exercise your Second Amendment rights, to possess a firearm, simply because you have a disability, you're receiving VA benefits, and you've appointed a financial fiduciary. And a bill's been filed, and similar bills have been filed before. In fact, Ted Cruz filed one in sessions past. We have a new version of that, the Second Amendment Protection Act for veterans. And the Giffords group, one of these gun control groups, there's the Brady Campaign and Moms Demand Action and Giffords. The Giffords Center is right up front with all those people. They've come out and they're just aghast. They're just completely upset that Republicans in Congress would want to protect the Second Amendment constitutional rights of veterans who went over and put themselves in harm's way to protect their constitutional rights. Then these people come home and we want to strip their rights from them, with no determination that they're dangerous, that they're psychologically damaged in some way. It's merely a diagnosis like PTSD combined with the appointment of a fiduciary. Those folks, talking about tens or if not hundreds of thousands of veterans, are people we ought to be taking the very best care of in this country. As we've stripped them of their Second Amendment freedoms.
Just a blanket strip, with no due process, no nothing. Well, that's what they want, right?
If the Veterans Administration sees those two things, the diagnosis of a disability like PTSD and the appointment of fiduciary, they were instructed under both Obama and Biden to notify NICS, that's the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, run by the FBI, to say this person's a prohibited possessor. And many of those people, I know, I've seen the letters, have gotten letters from the VA saying you're a prohibited possessor, you may not possess a firearm.
Come back for one more segment.
You betcha.
Guy Relford with us, Monday Gunday. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Did you check the markets first thing this morning? Got to the laptop and maybe money was on your mind all weekend. You and I both. It's not easy feeling secure with our financial portfolios right now, and that's why we need Trajan Wealth. Matt Bear here. What's up? Trajan Wealth wants to make your money about you, your retirement hopes and dreams, and can help get you there. Call and schedule an appointment at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Your first consultation is free. Trajan knows every portfolio should be different. Your retirement goals may not look like mine, and that's the way it should be. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan want to assemble that retirement portfolio by getting to know you first. It's a Hoosier concept to the core. Call today and learn more about these strategies. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym,
gym and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text PACK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful Fed incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PEC to 321-321. That's PACK to 321-321. Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Memorial Day is for honoring heroes. In Indy, it's also a day for celebrating the Indy 500. As the excitement of May grows, so do the temperatures outside. Indiana American Water reminds you to start conserving water. Just like a finely tuned race car, your home needs to run efficiently. Fix leaks, use water-efficient appliances, and do lawn watering early in the morning. Make this summer a season of savings and sustainability. Conserve water, save money, and enjoy a greener tomorrow. Happy Memorial Day and enjoy the race. From Indiana American Water.
This is the epic story that takes a whole month to tell. This is May. The legendary intense action of the month of May continues as PPG presents Armed Forces Indy 500 qualifying and the thrilling drama of the fight for the pole position. The most epic month continues with Indy's most epic party, Your Light Carb Day. And all roads lead to the 109th running of the Indianapolis 500 presented by Gainbridge. This is epic. This is legendary. This is May. Buy now and save. Get tickets at IMS.com.
You probably have a dream retirement in mind, but do you know how to get there? The difference between dreaming and living your ideal retirement comes down to having the right plan. And that's where Howard Bailey Financial can help. At Howard Bailey Financial, we've created a free retirement toolkit to help you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Text DREAM to 888-262-1104 to download your free retirement toolkit that includes a retirement checklist, Social Security decisions guide, estate planning guide, and more. We want your dream retirement to be your reality. And it starts by texting DREAM to 888-262-1104. Let us help you take the next step toward the retirement of your dreams. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Start her engine by racing into Pierce Jewelers in Carmel for that perfect diamond engagement ring that will put you in the winner's circle. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more.
The Home and Garden Show is on the road this Saturday. They'll be broadcasting live from 9 to 1 at Miss M's Home and Garden Spring Open House in Bargersville. Enjoy the Pearl Coffee Company, Mallow Run Winery, and Chomp's Food Truck. There'll be door prizes, giveaways, and more.
Matt Bear's got to look at the roads.
Crash clear northbound 6570 at the Washington Street exit. Slow back to Raymond. Eastbound 70 loaded up from Tibbs Avenue into the South Split because of that earlier crash. Right now, our delay time is running at about 15 minutes. Inbound 65, stop and go 8-minute delay from MLK to Meridian Penn. Northwest side, westbound 465 at 865, vehicle fire in the right lane. We have a wrecker, and it looks like it's ready to haul off the burnt car, so that's good. Traffic in the meantime jammed up back to Meridian 31. Eastbound 465 slow in the same area from 865 past Michigan Road. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden this week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. See their great selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
76 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. It's Monday Gunday. We got the gun guy, Guy Relford, in studio. If you want to see what a damn good-looking man looks like, jump on that YouTube stream right now and look at Guy Relford's beautiful bald head.
In a suit, no less.
In a suit, right.
Well, I had to go to court today, man. You got to wear the suit.
I have a Kit Kat T-shirt on.
I was just going to say.
We got a couple minutes left here, Guy. There's a story from New Mexico. 2 young boys, 7 and 9 years old. They were in the backyard or somewhere playing with a loaded gun that they had found. We don't know if it's from their house or where they got it, but a drone that was doing video was able to find out these young boys were playing with a gun. So they call police. Police show up. The kids, I don't know if they mean to or not, They point the weapon at police, and now we've got a whole situation here. What do we take from this?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is heartbreaking to me. It would be dramatically more heartbreaking had these kids been hurt or killed, either by themselves or by responding to police officers. So thank the Lord that didn't happen. The kids are safe. Although police did use a flashbang right there next to them, which may impact their hearing for a while. But yeah, it's a situation where two kids were seen, and it was actually a police drone. Apparently, neighbors or someone saw these kids playing with a gun outside. What appeared to be a real gun turned out to be a loaded real gun. Yeah. Police actually used a drone to put up over him to see what was going on. You could see him hiding behind an outdoor, HVAC unit. And listen, the kids were taken into custody. I'm sure they didn't keep them long, but eventually they were safe, and no other bad things happened. But it's still heartbreaking to me because there are two big failures here. And listen, I don't want to assume that came from their parents' house.
We don't know that yet.
We don't know that.
Because when the Beech Grove thing happened a couple of years ago, that was on the TV show On Patrol.
Yeah.
There was like a toddler walking around with a gun that he got from that apartment.
Yeah, exactly. But the most likely source, and I won't make this speculation that that's absolutely true, but the most likely source is from the kid's house. And if that's the case, then a parent was clearly irresponsible in how they stored their firearms. But there's another component, because you also have an obligation, if you own firearms in your home, to educate your kids. And listen, there were 7 and 9. 7 and 9, they can be taught to leave mom and dad's guns alone. They can be taught that you don't touch these outside the presence of mom and dad, and that clearly didn't happen here. So
it needs to be a teachable moment.
It can be absolutely be a teachable moment, because I don't want to revert that the only solution, is lock all your guns up in a safe. I mean, I want to have a gun out available to me. I have a break-in at night, and I don't have young kids anymore, but if I did, I could still, and when I did, I could still mitigate any potential risk by teaching my kids and teaching them the rules of gun safety. That didn't happen here, so it was a dual failure.
If somebody wants to continue this conversation or hire you or ask you a question, where can they find you?
Contact me on Twitter or X, at Guy Relford. Give me a follow while you're on there. I'm trying to build that following. At Guy Relford on X.
Guy, you're the best. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Top stories next.
Greetings, Boomtown. Ever since this neighborhood switched to Xfinity Internet,
the Wi-Fi is booming!
Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile with one all-in plan.
So we've all got lightning-fast, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go with Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile.
You get the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best in-class equipment and unlimited data included. Plus, add an unlimited mobile line.
All for only $40 a month for 1 year. To celebrate this combo, we're mashing our shows together.
It's everything you need all in one plan. Plus, learn how to get a free 5G phone with a premium unlimited line. Now, sit back and relax with the smooth, relaxing sound
of face-melting acid metal!
Brilliant.
Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Ends June 23rd with paperless billing and autopay to stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet gateway required. Taxes, fees extra. After 1 year, rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swainco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swainco 317-407-1868 or SwaincoLLC.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
I'm a proud owner of B-Window.
I'm a proud B-Window owner.
I'm a proud B-Window owner.
When you work with a local, employee-owned home improvement company like B-Window,
Quality comes first because your home improvements are a reflection of our business. And for a limited time, we're extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust local. Trust employee owned. Trust your home to be.
Trust me.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
When was the last time you practiced your home fire escape plan? Be sure everyone in your family knows what to do if there's a fire. Get out, stay out. It's your fire safe response.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News. 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Prescribing a price cut, I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. President Trump says the U.S. will no longer tolerate what he calls price gouging from Big Pharma.
Today, Americans spend 70% more for prescription drugs than we spent in the year 2000. Think of that.
Signing an executive order that aims to cut prescription drug costs by aligning what the government pays for medications to the prices paid in other countries. Finger pointing following cancellations, outages at Newark Liberty International Airport. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy blaming his predecessor.
Buttigieg and Joe Biden did nothing to fix the system that they knew was broken.
Duffy wants to throttle down air traffic at the New York area travel hub while airport technology is updated. Fox's Lydia Hu.
He is proposing reducing the number of flights that can land and depart from Newark to 56 per hour to give technicians an opportunity to make those repairs. The equipment outage yesterday was the third here at Newark in the past couple of weeks, and Duffy says the communications here at Newark can be fixed within a matter of a few weeks, but he's concerned that the glitches here could be repeated across all of the nation's airspace if the entire air traffic control system is not updated.
Former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg did request money to hire air traffic controllers. That request, though, denied by Republicans in Congress. President Trump heading to the Middle East this week, where one country is offering to gift the commander-in-chief a jumbo jet to be used as Air Force One.
Known as the Palace in the Sky, Qatar's royal family is offering to gift the luxury jumbo jet to President Trump. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt explaining the offer on Fox and Friends.
The legal details of that are still being worked out.
The offer comes ahead of President Trump's trip to the Middle East this week, and the president teases accepting the plane could save the U.S. a lot of money.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz and many Democrats criticizing the potential gift. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The remains in Monroe County. Scattered showers in central Indiana. It's 75 degrees. You got more rain on the way for this afternoon and tomorrow. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Remains found in Bloomington in March belong to a man missing for 3 years, says the Monroe County Coroner's Office.
I know it's a lot of people had speculation, that this missing person, this identified remains, was initially Lauren Spear. There was some early discussion that it was, then it wasn't, kind of back and forth.
Coroner Jeff Hall says, though, it does provide closure to another family. John Baker Jr., who was 40, went missing in 2022, and it has now been determined that he committed suicide in the woods near Meadows Hospital. His remains were found by a crew working there March 26th. A stabbing in downtown Indianapolis just before noon today. Police say it happened near Luger Plaza, the city-county building at Washington and Penn, and one person was taken to the hospital, critical. No one reported under arrest, but police were questioning someone. Predatory towing, what it is, and the new law against it. Jonette Cruz reports.
Indiana has taken a significant step to curb predatory vehicle towing practices. Lawmakers have passed House Enrolled Act 1390, a new law aimed at increasing transparency, capping fees, and ensuring individuals can access their belongings after a tow. The move comes after Indiana was identified as the worst state in the nation for predatory towing, with commercial Commercial truckers reporting the most incidents.
That law takes effect in July. Zionsville Community Schools were on a 2-hour delay this morning because of a power outage caused by a raccoon.
We know this occurred starting somewhere around the 5 o'clock hour this morning, and so we know that a lot of people are getting up, wanting to get ready for school and work, and so that's always our primary goal, is to quickly and safely restore power for our members.
Boone REMC Communications Director Mandy Saucerman explaining what happens when there's a power outage. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
You love spring and Indy, but you hate to paint, so do what Judy did. She called Rhino Shield.
The house that Rhino Shield did for my husband and I, after having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
Indy, you too can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 15% off the regular price.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
Yeah, Chris, north side, westbound 465 at I-865. The right lane is back, but we still have vehicle fire cleanup on the right shoulder. All lanes open, traffic stop and go. Back to Meridian 31 for delay at 21 minutes. Eastbound 465 slowing down Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69 stop and go 96th Street to 82nd. Inbound 65 on a 7-minute delay from MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 jammed up Tibbs Avenue into the South Split, delayed by 11 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their great selection of grills. Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A spotty shower and storm chance remains with us into our Monday night with lows in the low to mid-60s. Scattered showers and storms then mainly Tuesday afternoon and evening with highs in the mid-upper 70s and a little humid as well. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
In the construction that's going on all around the the government-funded hotel downtown, where's that Pan Am Plaza used to be there?
Yes,
right around there, Hammer. The new Hilton that's going in. Looks like they're making some progress. Looks like they're kicking ass on this thing.
Dude, you drive by that thing, and there are people working on it all the time. You find any other construction site around Indianapolis, you're going to see nobody working or a lot of smoking and not a lot of working. But boy, government-funded hotel, hot damn. It's all hands on deck. They've got like the structure of the lower levels done.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this thing, which is scheduled to be like 441 feet or something like that, should be done by November. Now, that's the structure of it. The inside and everything else and the wiring.
No kidding.
Means it's not going to be finished until the fall of 2026. But to put this in comparison, look at the progress they're making on government-funded hotel, because that's something that your local elected officials feel like they can line their pockets with, compared to the Soldiers and Sailors Monument outside of our window here on the Circle, or pretty much any other piece of infrastructure in the city of Indianapolis.
They ain't making any money off of the roads that they're obligated to work on.
No.
Right?
None.
They ain't making any money on a Monument Circle.
So the two things that, need to be brought up here, can we get the same swift construction on the monument and the roads that we're getting on government-funded hotel? And also, you can tell that the city, even though they promised that there would be no collusion with this hotel when it comes to tourism, wink, wink, they've got the, Capital Improvement Board, the Visit Indy people all kind of doing the media rounds lately, doing interviews, talking about the story, jumping on television. They really want you to think this is an awesome thing. It's going to be great. And I'm not saying that it's not going to be. The city, maybe we did need another massive hotel. I just don't want the incompetence that is Joe Hogsett's administration having anything to do with it.
I'm sure they've hired an outside firm to come run it.
Someone sober? Because that'd be swell.
Sure
Somebody that won't flee when there's problems downtown? That'd be swell.
It's not going to be, Ryan Mears behind, like at the concierge desk. What do you want?
You to be tougher on crime. That's what I want.
Totally how he would sound, too.
We are tough on crime.
No, you're not. But yeah, government-funded hotel, man. They've got all their buddies lined up. They're polishing it. It's going to look great. Meanwhile, the monument out here. Hell, Guy Relford was talking to us during the commercial break up here. When is this thing going to be done? Feels like it's been sitting out there for a long time.
I feel like it took him a year to do the north side. The north side looks fantastic.
It took a year for one side of a monument, but in one calendar year, government-funded hotel is going to be a skyscraper.
Man, that's crazy.
Okay.
That's nuts. And you got to wonder how some of the other hotels, like the JW Marriott, feel about, let's see, a convention's coming in town. Who do we choose? Do we choose JW? Do we choose the government-funded hotel that might be able to have us, give us a couple extra breaks here and there that other hotels wouldn't because they're affiliated with the city?
The group that brought the convention in town, do you have any hotel recommendations? Wink, wink. Like they promised there wouldn't be any of that going on, but come on. I mean, let's be honest. And the JW Marriott and some of these other hotels, they do amazing things for the city. Like, I love when they decorate the JW Marriott. It's got the Indy 500 stuff all over it now.
Yeah.
There was a Photoshop picture, I think it was Barstool Indy, where they wanted the Tyrese Halliburton ball celebration put onto the JW Marriott for the Pacers playoffs, which would have been fantastic. Man, could you imagine having a governor that would fight for property tax relief, Nige?
Well, I thought that's what I voted for.
Well, that's what we all thought we voted for.
Here in Indiana.
But in Florida, they actually have that. Here is Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis discussing the burden of property taxes.
No, you should own your property free and clear. I think to say that someone that's been in their house for 35 years just has to keep ponying up money, that is not. You don't own your home if that's the case. So yes, of course, I'd like to see people be able to owe free and clear. And it's interesting because it's like if I go to Best Buy and buy a flat screen TV and put it on the wall, I got to pay a sales tax on it, right? But I don't keep paying tax on it every year. I mean, it's just that's not how we do things. It's like, okay, if you're going to tax something, you tax it at the transaction and then let people actually enjoy their private property free and clear of the government.
If you put your ear up to the radio, you'll be able to hear Governor Braun, Micah Beckwith, Rod Bray, Todd Houston, all throwing up, listening to Ron DeSantis talk about that, Nige.
That's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what we were voting for, I believe, in this last gubernatorial election. Now, did they promise free and clear property tax relief? No, but I didn't sign up for I was completely underwhelmed with the $300 tax credit.
We wanted a fight. That's what we wanted. We wanted somebody to look at the establishment folks at the Indiana State House, Rod and Todd and the Good Time Party boys over there, Senator Scott Baldwin, all those people, and pick a fight with them for the people. That's not what happened here, and that's a problem.
Could you imagine? Yeah, you're right. You buy like an 80-inch big screen, flat screen TV, and 10 years later, you're still paying taxes on it.
Right.
It's a ridiculous concept.
But when it comes to your property, it never really is your property here in the state of Indiana. And I don't know, maybe it's just wishful thinking on my behalf, but it feels like there's finally starting to be a little bit of a movement that people in the state have to get the establishment Republicans out. Now, that requires them getting off their lazy caboose and voting in local elections, not just presidential years.
That's it.
You got to show up to your primaries. You got to register. You got to get out there on off-year elections. That's how you cut the head off the snake that's screwing you on your property taxes. So I'm hoping there's a little more momentum behind that. Here is some money well spent, Nige. A new study into why alligators attack people.
Damn alligator bit my hand off.
Oh, my God.
Because they're carnivorous beasts that like the taste of human flesh.
And people do stupid things like hold up their mouth and put their head in it like Joe Dirt. A recent study from the University of Florida in Gainesville dove into the topic of why alligators attack people. And it turns out that 96% of all alligator bites, going back to recorded data from the 1730s, result from humans doing some sort of interaction with the alligator. It's not that the gator just came up and randomly bit somebody. It's human interaction. This report from the Florida Gators, along with the Center College researchers, which is a college in Kentucky, they posted this in the Human Wildlife Journal. 96% of recorded incidents, some form of human activity
that makes sense.
or risk-taking,
it's our fault,
preceded the attack.
Yeah, we're in their environment for the most part. Sometimes you walk out in Florida, there's a gator in your pool. I realize that. But yeah, it's mostly, I would say that makes complete and total sense. It's the human being's fault.
Think about Twitter, Facebook, social media. That came around like the early 2000s, right? 2005, 6-ish, 7-ish, right around that time.
Yeah.
All the alligator bites before then were not on social media. So these researchers had to go back and look up what happened. And the report from the police or the coroner probably said, idiot Florida man tried to feed the alligator a Pop-Tart. Tried to poke the alligator in the eye. Tried to ride the alligator in the swamp. That's how we're getting bit.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Right. Matt Bear, you ever ridden an alligator?
Yeah, actually I have.
You know what? If anybody here has, I bet it's you.
Westbound 465, stop and go on the north side from 31 over to Michigan Road. Vehicle fire has cleared. Inbound 69, stop and go after 106th Street down to 82nd. That's a 4-minute delay. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 running on a 6-minute delay. Belmont to the south, split in south side. Eastbound 465, dragging a bit from 31 over to Arlington Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
76 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And right now, we need 52 people to go to the WIBC YouTube feed and give us a like, give us a thumbs up. If you have had a great weekend, if you celebrated Mother's Day with somebody,
awesome,
give us a like, give us a thumbs up. If you hate your mom and you had a great weekend by yourself, you can give us a thumbs up too. We need to get to 100 likes. So go to YouTube, give us a like. Remember, if you don't do it, the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to extend the series tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
So it's really all on to you guys. We need 52 more people. The YouTube chat, WIBC's channel, give us a like. Is this anything? Next.
Premier Deck Coating, the ultimate deck protection. Who are they? Well, they're a sister company of Rhino Shield, and Premier Deck Coating is the product you need if you're tired of applying the same old stain and paint every couple of years to your deck. It's Terry, Stacy, and David and I have a deck that's probably 25 years old. The countless hours and the money that we spend on maintaining that deck never ends. And then we heard about Premier Deck Coating. family owned, based right here in Indy, and they are going to completely transform our deck with their special formulated product, which repels moisture, scratch resistant in virtually any color that we want, and backed by a 10-year guarantee. No more spending time staining or painting every year. Premier Deck Coating will keep our deck looking great for years to come. Premier Deck Coating can also do fences and pergolas too. For a free quote, call 317-696-4071 or visit premierdeckcoating.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 62225. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Malia. We often get asked when is the best time to buy, and the answer is today, not tomorrow. With rising utility costs, rising product costs, and missed opportunity costs, which you could be saving with a high-efficiency system. Give us a call today to schedule your free in-depth estimate, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
As an IT professional, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, participate in 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2 V3 certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed complete data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Receive a free pickup of your e-waste from Technology Recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of our best stamped concrete patio. Hurry, offer ends June 30th. Go to indydecorativeconcrete.com. This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed. This is a program presented by the Attorney General's office here in Indiana. The Attorney General's office reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Fast, easy, and free to search. If you have any money out there floating around, indianaunclaimed.gov.
Is this anything? A woman's going viral on TikTok for showing how a Pizza Hut was keeping kitchen supplies, including pizza boxes, stacked in a bathroom where people were still going to use. The company responded saying they would, quote, quickly resolve the issue. Here is part of the video.
I came to order pizza, but before getting the pizza, I said, let me use the washroom. The toilet is here. The supplies, the pizza boxes, the things that you put the sauce in and everything. Why are there food supplies in the washroom where the toilet is, where people take a doo-doo?
That's so disgusting. Yeah, that's something that makes me want to throw up.
Is that wrong?
I don't even take my water bottle into the bathroom with me. If I'm walking around out like one of these things when I got right here, like if I have to, walk around in the hallway, I'll just set it on the drinking fountain outside.
Okay.
Much less pizza boxes that people eat their food out of.
This pizza stinks. Why does my Pizza Hut smell like White Castle?
Oh man.
Yeah,
they need to shut that place down.
That's pretty gross. I'm not going to lie. But you know what? I bet there are worse things that happen in restaurants we just haven't seen a viral video of. Like,
oh, please. Yeah.
I mean, everybody that's worked fast food probably has some sort of war story about stuff that they've seen inside.
I think I will admit this. When I was 16, I worked at Burger King, and we were serving like one of the specialties or one of their special limited items was shrimp, and we had to fry the shrimp, but we could only fry a certain amount at a time. And I dropped one on the floor. I quickly picked it up and put it back.
3-second rule in effect.
Oh yeah, 3-second rule in effect. It was fine. They were fine.
I was at Pizza Hut in college, and we were slammed busy. We had to bring one of our delivery drivers in to help make pizzas, and he really wasn't trained on everything. So he was getting the pepperonis out, and he couldn't get them separated. So he would lick his fingers and to separate the pepperonis and was throwing them on the pizza.
Oh, no!
True story.
Oh, I want to get down on my knees and scream, no!
Is this anything? Fox News analyst Cameron Kinsey.
Oh, I saw this.
She was on the air and fainted. And Jonathan Hunt, he's a substitute host on Fox. He was filling in that night. He tried to continue the segment while Cameron Kinsey fainted and was basically just laying there on the floor.
It's not about ideology, or it's not about.
Oh my goodness. We're just going to get some help here for Cameron. Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron here. Lydia, the President, we're going to go to a break right here. We'll be right back.
Now, this is something she said Friday, that she was fine and she was just dehydrated. But that's something you go to the emergency room for, isn't it? I mean, I felt like I was going to faint in October, November last year. I went to the emergency room. Like my heart started beating real fast and just started like kind of like hard to breathe.
But did it come out of nowhere though?
It really did.
Because if it comes out of nowhere and she's on TV,
yeah,
I mean,
no, I understand that. Yeah. We were downtown and we left the restaurant and got checked out. But boy, it's scary stuff. You ever like just fainted?
I have not. Now, some people were giving Jonathan Hunt crap there.
Really?
I thought he did okay. Like, you're not trained on how to handle a live interview where somebody faints. Like, what are you supposed to do? You can't just be silent. So he said, we're going to try to get her help, and he tried to continue the story. Like,
did he try to continue the story?
Well, he tried to go to another panelist.
Oh, right.
And then he was like, you know what? Let's just go to commercial break.
Probably is smarter to take the commercial break.
But listen, man, I'm telling you, those who have produced TV, and again, not comparing the two, but when I had the gambling show on Wish TV, you've got somebody in your ear that tells you when to break because it's a specific time based on the log. And probably the last thing he wanted to do was go to break when they weren't ready.
Sure.
And this is a big national #1 rated Fox News. So I have no problem with the way Jonathan Hunt handled it. It wasn't like he was an a-hole about it. Come on, Kinsley, get up. I mean,
Kinsley, you should have had more water after a night out of drinking last night.
Happy hour started early, huh, Kins? Is this anything? According to experts, popcorn has so many health benefits, it can actually help you live until you're 100 years old. Here is a health longevity expert singing the praises of popcorn.
Let me tell you about the best snack that you can eat to live to 100, but you can also afford. Popcorn. Air Pop popcorn. It's very high in fiber. It's very high in complex carbohydrates. It even has more polyphenols than a lot of vegetables. People didn't realize that. Everybody can afford it. It is easy to make. It's
he likes popcorn.
And I guarantee you are shoving one of those giant buckets of popcorn at the movie theater with the fake butter every day and dousing it with salt every week of your life watching the movies, that ain't helping you live to 100.
No.
I guarantee you ain't talking about Pop Secret with the extra movie butter added in for your microwave.
The air pop, which is a specific type, vastly different than the bucket you get when you go watch Top Gun.
A little bit. It's a little bit, yeah.
The Hammer and Nigel show.
Did you check the markets first thing this morning? Got to the laptop and maybe money was on your mind all weekend. You and I both. It's not easy feeling secure with our financial portfolios right now, and that's why we need Trajan Wealth. Matt Bear here. What's up? Trajan Wealth wants to make your money about you, your retirement hopes and dreams, and can help get you there. Call and schedule an appointment at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Your first consultation is free. Trajan knows every portfolio should be different. Your retirement goals may not look like mine, and that's the way it should be. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan want to assemble that retirement portfolio by getting to know you first. It's a Hoosier concept to the core. Call today and learn more about these strategies. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Are you dealing with foot, knee, hip, or back pain? Well, it sounds like you could use a spring in your step. Hi, this is Phoebe with the Good Feet store, and I've got just the thing to help you spring forward into comfort. Good Feet's unique, patented 3-step arch support system is designed to reduce pressure on your joints to keep you feeling energized all day long, even when you're running on an hour's less sleep. With less pressure on your joints, you'll also experience less pain and discomfort too. When you visit the Good Feet store, we'll take time with you to figure out what you need on your free personalized fitting. You can also take all the time you need to walk in-store to feel the Good Feet difference personalized for your feet, your shoes, and your lifestyle. Most of our customers say they feel relief immediately, and you can too. Make your appointment today at goodfeet.com. Don't just live with the pain. Discover your options and spring into comfort at the Good Feet store. Come in today for your free personalized fitting and test walk. We're in your neighborhood. Visit goodfeet.com to find the location nearest to you.
Training for a new job after 55 can be challenging, but through the Senior Community Service Employment Program, or CSEP, unemployed workers 55 and over can receive on-the-job training in preparation for a new role. You even get paid for your training time. To see if you qualify, call 765-830-WORK. That's 765-830-WORK. Then, armed with a new set of skills, get out there and start your second act.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The body found and who it wasn't. You've got scattered showers in central Indiana. You got the chance for more of that tonight and especially tomorrow with a 70% chance then. Right now it's 75 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. A man missing for 3 years who walked into the woods and never came out. The remains found in March in Bloomington, ID'd with dental records as John E. Baker Jr. Monroe County Coroner Jeff Hall says he understands the anticipation by people believing it may have been the remains of Lawrence Spearer.
Unfortunately, that was not the case. It was not Lawrence Spears, but it does provide at least some, sense of closure to a family that had been seeking answers for several years.
He says it is believed Mr. Baker committed suicide in the woods near Acuff Road, where a work crew found his remains March 26th. The Justice Department's second in command is taking on a second role. Fox's Kristen Goodwin has more.
Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche has been appointed to serve as the acting Librarian of Congress. Blanche was the lead defense attorney representing President Trump in his New York hush money trial last year. He replaces Carla Hayden, who served as the Librarian of Congress from 2016 until recently. The White House dismissing her, citing what it called her pushing inappropriate books in the library for children. Blanche is the latest Trump administration official to take on multiple roles. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is also serving as the acting archivist for the National Archives and Records Administration, the president's interim national security advisor, and the acting administrator of the U.S. Agency for International Development. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
You probably don't need to be told that you pay some of the highest prescription drug prices in the world, but now President Trump is trying to cut those prices. Fox's Lillian Wu reports.
President Trump signing an executive order aimed at cutting prescription drug prices, saying he's giving drug makers 30 days to reach a deal with the health department on new price tags for drugs. If a deal's not reached by the deadline, a new rule's going to kick in that'll tie the price of what the U.S. pays for medications to lower prices paid by other countries.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off or schedule a pickup, and you'll put cash in your pocket. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
Yeah, Chris, inbound 65 5-minute delay from 29th to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slow to the south split from Belmont. That's delayed for 8 minutes. Inbound 69 delayed 5 minutes, 106th Street to 82nd. Crash on the northwest side, Georgetown Road, just to the north of the West 71st Street intersection. South side, eastbound 465 stop and go from State Road 135 past a 31 interchange into I-65. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A spotty shower and storm chance remains with us into our Monday night with lows in the low to mid-60s. Scattered showers and storms then mainly Tuesday afternoon and evening with highs in the mid-upper 70s and a little humid as well. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, federal sex trafficking trial of one Mr. P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, whatever, now has a full jury and is underway. Please cue up the band. Let's do some legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Man, have you seen that picture of Diddy in the courtroom?
That dude has aged a little bit during this process.
He's aged 50 years in the past 6 months. I don't blame him.
He looks like Red Fox at the end of Sanford and Son in there now. I mean, he's getting gray hair. I guess being locked up in a real federal prison will do that to you.
Sure, especially with the charges and the time behind bars he's looking at.
So the jurors in the trial of Diddy include 8 men, 4 women. 4 of the jurors are white, while the rest are being described as non-white. Okay. So I could be black, could be some, Latino in there. I have no idea, but this is the information we're getting.
So what? So they could be specific with the white people, but they have to be non-specific with the other minorities.
It's a good point. I never realized that, but you're right.
Why do the white people? We're very specific. They're white.
4 are very white.
Very white. Can't tell you what the others are.
John Stockton times 10. John Stockton, Peyton Manning white. But the other 4, it's a bit of a hodgepodge. Here's an ABC News reporter at the courthouse.
8 men and 4 women have been selected for this jury. We know that 5 of them are from Manhattan, 4 of them from Westchester, and 3 are from the Bronx. One man is a 69-year-old massage therapist and actor. One woman is a 30-year-old deli clerk in the Bronx who says she doesn't watch the news. And the defense did accuse federal prosecutors of bias since most of their strikes from this jury pool were black prospective jurors. But prosecutors say that they had good reason, neutral reasons for their strikes, and the judge rejected the defense's request. And Combs has been in court every single day. He's here again today. He appeared to eye some of the jurors as they made their way to the jury box, but he did appear to be happy this morning. He was hugging his defense team, his 8 lawyers there at the table, and his family showed up in force today. His mother, 6 children are there to support him, and we saw him blowing kisses to them as things got underway this morning.
8 lawyers at his table in this trial.
Yeah.
And did anybody else catch that he was trying to side-eye and stare down the jurors as they came into the court?
I mean, if this was like El Chapo or somebody like that, I'd be a little bit nervous if I was a juror, but P. Diddy, really? Is he giving me the side eye? I don't
Maybe they're
care.
Trying to be starstruck. I don't know. Maybe that's a thing where Diddy's trying to make a connection with these folks.
Oh, well.
But these scumbags staring down the jury happens. Now, again, I did not do a federal trial, but I had a state high-profile trial a number of years ago before I was working here on afternoons at WIBC.
Let's be specific. You were part of the jury. You weren't part of the defense.
Correct. Right. I was a jury.
You were a defendant.
When we walked in the room, though, these scumbags will try to intimidate you. They'll stare you down, and even during the court proceedings, they will try to just cut daggers with their eyes, looking right at you. So that's a thing that happens in court.
That would be a little unnerving, I would say.
And I'll send them both to the river, so I feel pretty good about myself. Felt like I owed it to them. The U.S. attorney representing the United States against Diddy told this to the jury. Today, you will see hotel records, damage records, text messages from Diddy, video footage of brutal beatings, damage to one of the victims' homes, evidence of guns, drugs, lubes, non-disclosure agreements, Diddy's own manipulating voice. So it sounds like Diddy was using some AI stuff to manipulate some people.
I find it curious that lube was lumped in with the guns and the drugs.
Probably caused more damage in this trial. I got to be honest, Nige, from what we've heard. Now, Court TV is reporting that one of the original jurors was asked to be released because, quote, he didn't want to stop smoking weed during the trial.
Yeah. Did it work?
Yeah, he was kicked off.
Did they really?
They kicked that juror off. And they brought in somebody else. And again, they've got a jury. They've had, opening statements going on today, but
I'm all for doing my civic duty. Okay. Look, but I am going to be smoking weed every day.
Every day.
Is that wrong? Does that impede the progress of the trial?
And imagine loving weed so much. Like, this is a high-profile trial. You could probably write a book when you're done, do all these interviews, tell all your friends, yeah, I was on the Diddy trial. It's, wild. And the only thing you had to do was not smoke weed every day, and that was the deal breaker. Now, if you go to our Twitter feed, Nige, at Hammer and Nigel, you'll see one of the videos that was released in the Diddy trial today. I had no idea that producer Allison went to a freak-off party.
Oh, come on.
It was a beachside freak-off party with Diddy where producer Allison was at.
You need Jesus.
So if you want to see that, go to our Twitter and our Facebook. It's up there as well. Facebook.com/Hammer and Nigel. Can you describe what you're seeing, Nige?
I'm seeing Diddy give Allison a massage on the shoulders, followed by a nice little dance that Allison is doing for him afterwards. It's very tasteful, actually.
There were some untasteful videos, too, that I was told not to make part of this video.
I'm surprised you got that far.
So if you want to see Miss Allison taking part in a good old-fashioned freak-off at
Don't phrase it like that.
one of
Stop
Diddy's
it.
parties, at Hammer and Nigel on Facebook and Twitter.
Incredible.
Cue up the band. Let's do a Damn Nature You Scary.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Do you suppose we'll meet any wild animals?
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs. Have some fun.
The dingo ate your baby.
And now Hammer and Nigel proudly presents.
Damn, Nature, you scary.
Lions.
And tigers. And bears.
Oh, my.
Ever heard of a New World screwworm?
A screwworm?
A screwworm. A New World screwworm. We have a threat at the southern border. It's not the cartels. It's not fentanyl. It's meat imports that have been halted because of the New World screwworm.
No.
Rapidly spreading in Mexico.
It's not the NWO. It's the NWS dub.
The USDA reported the first case of NWS in Mexico in November. It's just so gross. It's a flesh-eating parasite. It's a fly, right? But it's maggot. It gets its name because the maggots, like, they burrow into the animal's like body.
Oh,
or they burrowing or screwing into an opened wound, creating quote extension damage by tearing at the host's tissue with sharp mouth hooks.
Now, I'm no doctor here, but I've been told that if you're a human and there is a treatment where you can put maggots on a wound and it's supposed to clean it out.
I don't think you want this kind of maggot.
But this is different.
I don't think you want the...
Truth be told, I don't want any of them. Let me make that clear.
I don't want the new... So, I don't know. Maybe just take a... If you're grilling out tonight, maybe take a closer look.
Kind of poke it around maybe with a stick, see
maybe
if you...
Open... Maybe slice it open a little bit, see if there's anything crawling around in there.
New World screwworm.
Ugh.
No, thank you.
Damn, Nature, you scary.
All right, caller number 9 right now. We have got 2 tickets to Carb Day out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, May 23rd. Nigel and I are doing the show from there. If you win the tickets, the only rule is you got to come by and hang out with us for a little bit over by Garage 23. We got a fun, easy game, but you got to be caller number 9 at 239-9393. That's 239-9393. And Allison, you should be ashamed of yourself for what you were doing with Diddy.
Okay.
Gotta love summertime. It's for enjoying outdoor music and vacations, and our pals at AAA Hoosier Motor Club can help you save on both. AAA is now the official partner of Ruoff Music Center, and AAA members are going to enjoy some big-time benefits. Early entry into concerts, access to the AAA Premier Lounge. Can't wait to go see Chris Stapleton this summer.
Concerts at Ruoff, always a good time, always a fun time. Same with going on a vacation. And AAA members save with access to hotel discounts, rental car discounts, and a lot more, along with complimentary travel planning. Plus, if you run into trouble on the road, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas. AAA is there 24/7, 365, no matter where your travels take you. So do yourself a favor. Join AAA today. AAA.com, 844-GO-AAA-GO, or stop by your local AAA office.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
It's the Bash Sale, the biggest automotive sale in history. Your local Bill Estes dealerships are coming in hot with deals on trucks you don't want to miss. We have a huge selection of trucks at one easy online stop. Brand new Chevy, Ford, GMC, Jeep, Ram, and Toyota trucks with a massive pre-owned selection too. Plus, our fair and direct upfront pricing means what you see is what you pay. Shift into savings during the Bash Sale, only at Bill Estes dealerships, and drive away in your dream truck today. Online at BillEstesTrucks.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers, and sometimes it's an overworked accountant
who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, my Galaxy Concrete garage floor coating is out of this world. It was an old garage floor, cracked, uneven, and stained, and the guys from Galaxy Concrete Coatings came in and changed it within a day. It's stronger hold. The color's not going to fade. Easy to clean. 4 times as strong, and they don't use that epoxy stuff either. What they use is polyurea. It's much better, and in fact, I love the job they did so much in my garage. Had them back out a couple of weeks ago to do the utility room concrete in my basement. So whether it's your garage, basement, pool deck, any indoor-outdoor area concrete, don't do anything until you've seen and checked out GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or give them a call, 751-9070.
You probably have a dream retirement in mind, but do you know how to get there? The difference between dreaming and living your ideal retirement comes down to having the right plan. And that's where Howard Bailey Financial can help. At Howard Bailey Financial, we've created a free retirement toolkit to help you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Text DREAM to 888-262-1104 to download your free retirement toolkit that includes a retirement checklist, Social Security decisions guide, estate planning guide, and more. We want your dream retirement to be your reality. And it starts by texting DREAM to 888-262-1104. Let us help you take the next step toward the retirement of your dreams. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Race into Pierce Jewelers in Carmel and make a pit stop to purchase that unique diamond engagement ring that will put you in the winner's circle. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Emmer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, see their large selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon, along with the Big Green Egg.
The WIBC mashup is everything you love, from fiery debates to laugh-out-loud takes, all in one podcast. No weak sauce, just the best of the day each weekday. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Allison, the reviews on social media say, 1, Diddy seems very gentle with you.
Does.
And
yes.
Number 2, you seem to be enjoying it.
And number 3, I'm going to kill you.
Matt Bear's got to look at the roads.
All right, northeast side, northbound 465 to I-69. That's a breakdown on the exit ramp, and we are slow past Penn Pike to I-70. Inbound 65, stop and go. MLK to Meridian Penn, delayed 6 minutes. Eastbound 75-minute delay from Belmont to the south split. Westbound 70 dragging from rural into the north split. And eastbound 465 on the north side, stop and go traffic. Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69, 6-minute delay from 106th Street to 82nd. Crash east side, Shadeland Avenue at 46th Street. Also a crash on the northwest side. This is Georgetown Road to the north of 71st. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture. Wicker, Berlin Gardens Poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Cloudy skies and 76. Right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, we are giving away some tickets to Miller Lite Carb Day.
Yeah.
Out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is May 23rd. We're doing the show there. Caller number 9 was Seth. Seth, how are you?
Seth.
Hey, good afternoon. Good. How are you guys?
Awesome. So, Seth, we're going to make this as easy as we can. We're going to play a little game called Racer or Pacer. I'm going to give you the name of somebody. It will either be a current driver in the IndyCar series or a current member of your Indiana Pacers. You get 2 out of 3. I'm going to give you the tickets, okay?
All right. Sounds good.
Here we go. Racer or Pacer, Pato Award.
That is definitely a racer.
Definitely a racer. All right, 1 down. Get this one right. We'll throw a party. We'll give you the tickets. Racer or Pacer, Aaron Neesmith.
I'm going to go Pacer.
Yes, there we go. Seth, you are going to go to Carb Day. Brett and Michaels, All-American Rejects, and the Hammer and Nigel show is going to be there. Make sure you stop by and hang out with us and say hi.
Yeah, we'll do. Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
You got it. Stay on the line.
I missed the beginning of the game, and a lot of it was just running around. We're getting ready to take this trip. We have neighbors over, too. It was Mother's Day. What happened to Matherin? What happened at the beginning?
There was a little bad blood spilling over from the previous game, I believe. So Ben Matherin checks in the game. It's a little talk. He kind of gives a little push to one of the Cavs players. The officials said that it was a closed fist punch, but it wasn't, and they kicked him out for that. But the Cavs player responded by walking over and shoving him. He got a technical foul. Miles Turner shoved that guy. He got a technical foul. So those kind of offset, basically.
Wow.
But it was a soft ejection. Soft ejection.
Well, ejection's an ejection.
But you know what? Here's the thing about that ejection. It cost me my parlay.
Oh, no. No.
I had a 4-leg parlay, and I hit the other 3 legs. All I needed was one Benedict Matherin three-pointer. Just one made. And I would have turned $10 into like 90, and he got kicked out in 60 seconds.
There goes that parlay.
And because he was in the game, that counts. And I got screwed on that. Because I had Miles Turner, over 2 3-pointers. I had that one kid from the Cavs that shoots the threes with the hair and the headband.
The headband guy.
Over 2 3-pointers, which he made. Had a points total on another player. Hit it. I think it was Siakam. All I needed was one 3-pointer from Benedict Matherin.
Thrown out at the beginning of the
Thrown
game.
out in 60 seconds.
What? So wait a minute. So what's the line right now? I mean, I'm assuming the Pacers, as bad as they beat the Cavs, are still underdogs.
Oh, yeah. It's back at Cleveland tomorrow. Last time I checked, it was 8. Cavs were an 8-point home favorite.
7.5 on FanDuel.
Okay, so it's gone down just a little bit. So 7.5, and the Cavs are expected to have their star player in the lineup, Mitchell.
But again, okay, they were up by what, 40 at one point? The Pacers
43 at 43?
one point.
Yeah.
And so there's 7.5, and they ended up beating. The final score was nowhere near as close as it was, right?
And that was 20 points.
Yeah. And the Pacers are still 7.5-point dogs.
Yeah, they've been underdogs in
works.
every single game.
The NBA is so random.
We said this before the game here on Friday. I can't believe the Pacers at home are 5.5-point dogs, and they got their doors blown off.
Right.
So it comes at you fast. If you don't beat the Cavs tomorrow, and I hope they do, and I hope they wrap this thing up, but if you don't beat them tomorrow, Game 6 here in Indy becomes must win, because you certainly don't want to go back for a Game 7 on the road.
No.
But we will see what happens tomorrow. Cleveland is the host, and if the Pacers win, that series comes to an end. Do not go anywhere. Top stories coming up next. We've got a hostage release, an update on the cop killer. That is coming up next.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Guys, don't waste time and money with low-quality online TRT that charges you over $100 just to start. Visit the TRT experts at the Low T Center for a free consultation and a free test.
Treatment is personalized to your body, and most major insurances accept it. Looking to lose weight? Get a free B12 shot when you start prescription treatment right now at the Low T Center. Offer is limited, but book right now. FixMyLowT.com. That's FixMyLowT.com.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our home has had Rhino Shield for 10 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Would you know if someone you love was having a stroke? Franciscan Health is here when minutes matter, like knowing when to be fast. Recognized by Health Grades as Indiana's #1 provider for stroke care, Franciscan Health Indianapolis wants you to know how to spot the signs and lower your risk for stroke. Because time loss is brain loss. Protect yourself and those you love today. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/stroke care.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Your one blood donation can help save the lives of up to 3 people.
Trying to figure out what's wrong in Newark. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. Federal transportation officials updating the plan to address technology outage at New Jersey's largest airport. Here's Fox's Colonel Scott.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said fixes for outages at Newark Liberty Airport are ongoing, with fiber optic lines now installed at all the New York area major airports, Newark, Kennedy, and LaGuardia.
However, it's going to take another week or two to be testing those 2 lines before we flip the switch and make them live.
Acting FAA Administrator Chris Rochelow said there will also be a meeting this week on reducing flight schedules, during which
both the airport as well as the airlines are going to have strong feelings about what they need to get out of Newark.
Secretary Duffy said he will call for an Inspector General's probe into what led to management of Newark flights being handed to Philadelphia controllers. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
The United States and China have announced they'll temporarily ease tariffs on each other. Fox Business Network's Edward Lawrence is at the White House with the latest.
The reciprocal tariffs on the U.S. side goes to 30%, and the tariffs on the Chinese side, the retaliation, go to 10%. Here's how the U.S. gets to that 30%. They are lowering the reciprocal tariffs to 10% on Chinese imports, and then adding the additional 20% regarding the fentanyl emergency.
Yeah, I think they're going to follow through. I think they want it very badly. I think they want the deal very badly. Again, this doesn't include the steel tariffs.
This breakthrough agreement allows the ships that are right now stuck in the Chinese harbors to now come to the United States and sell their goods.
Wall Street positively reacting to this news. The Dow closed up over 1,100 points today. The Nasdaq higher by 779. The S&P 500 rallying up 184. The Trump administration says the tariff plans in response to decades of unfair trade on the U.S. Some critics worried the president's tariffs agenda are creating economic. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
One family gets closure, another family waits still. Scattered showers still moving in and out. You could get a sprinkle or a storm this afternoon. Tonight, another chance for rain and a 70% chance tomorrow. Right now, it's 75 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02.
So anytime we come across an unidentified body or one that, needs further investigation into determine its identity, we are working as hard as we can to get that identity released.
Monroe County Coroner Jeff Hall today, after confirming that remains found in Bloomington in March belonged to a man named John E. Baker Jr., who had been missing for 3 years. Hall says he understands that some people had been speculating the skeleton belonged to Lauren Spearer. He says his team went about the investigation in a scientific manner.
We consulted with Bloomington Police Department for any missing person records or reports that had been filed, and there was an individual who went missing in that same vicinity.
A forensic anthropology team was used to identify Mr. Baker with dental records. A stabbing in downtown Indy. One person is in critical condition after being stuck with a knife at Washington and Penn just before noon. Police did detain someone. He was given fair warning, say the feds. 53-year-old David Mull of Indianapolis has been sentenced to 4 years in federal prison for reselling guns without ever getting a federal firearms license. About 500 of those guns ended up in the illegal gun trade in Mexico. Before he was arrested, he was told by the ATF that he needed to get a license, but never did, says the court. An unusual arrest, say police, in Evansville.
A naked man walking through a public park was arrested by Evansville police on Saturday. Instead of wearing the clothes, the cops say Craig Keeling was carrying his clothes in his hands when walking in the woods by a parking lot. They also say he admitted to partaking in voyeurism and told a witness to come join him. The witness declined, and Keeling was put in handcuffs. Keeling is 65 years old. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
It's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, northeast side, a stall on the ramp from northbound 465 to I-69. Slow back to I-70. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic 29th at 2 Meridian Penn. That's a 5-minute delay. Eastbound 70 delayed 3 minutes. Harding to the south split. South side, eastbound 465 stop and go before 31 past I-65. Inbound 69 delayed 4 minutes. 106th Street down to 82nd. Crash east side 46th Street west of Shadeland. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A spotty shower and storm chance remains with us into our Monday night with lows in the low to mid-60s. Scattered showers and storms then mainly Tuesday afternoon and evening with highs in the mid-upper 70s and a little humid as well. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Cop killer Benjamin Ritchie. Wanting clemency, wanting leniency, wanting mercy. and the Supreme Court to look at his case. All things he wanted that he did not show the Beech Grove police officer.
Correct. And when we say he wants the Supreme Court to look at his case, we're not talking about the Indiana Supreme Court. His legal team wants the United States Supreme Court to jump in. So earlier today, his legal team pled to the parole board here in Indy. His last hearing, they made a case of why he should spend the rest of his life behind bars and not be executed on May 20th. Today was kind of a two-parter. In the morning, it was the defense team, if you will, of Benjamin Ritchie saying, listen, he can better help people by staying alive and spreading the word of cleaning yourself up, or you could execute him. Now, the afternoon session were the family members of the lost one, the officer William Toney. They spoke in a hearing, and they made their case as to why Benjamin Ritchie should never breathe another breath again. So now it's up to the parole board to give their thoughts to Governor Braun. Now, when I say their thoughts, it's a non-binding recommendation. That's all that it is. So the parole board could tell the governor, listen, we've heard everything. We think you should do this. We think you should do that. Governor Braun doesn't have to listen to any of it.
Do whatever he wants.
Right.
I couldn't imagine him giving a cop killer clemency. That dude, by the way, I know you always said he, like, some of his actions over the past years, like, I'd never seen him on screen before. I'd never seen any of those MSNBC lockdown things. He actually, I mean, he's a clown.
Yeah.
A murderous clown. I don't know what his heart is now. I don't know what's in there, but he's acting quite different. He is very different than when he was on those shows.
And it seemed like he knew what he was doing there.
Oh, certainly. But now, because his mom, what was he saying? It was
his defense team is claiming that fetal alcohol syndrome caused severe brain damage, affecting his impulse control. And that's what happened that night in Beech Grove. Impulse control fueled by his fetal alcohol syndrome. Now, again, look at the facts of what happened that night. He ran through a yard after ditching a van from a police chase, waited for the officer to come by, and then shot 5 shots, ambushed him, hitting one of the shots above the bulletproof vest. And while locked up, got a tattoo of the badge number on his neck, called the grieving widow the B word while in court at the sentencing hearing. That's not fetal alcohol syndrome. That's a rotten you-know-what. And I'm hoping that Governor Braun does the right thing and takes whatever recommendation the defense team has and wipes his butt with it.
I mean, but total clown. I mean, and really just the change in tone. Oh, boy, this is getting real now. I mean, back in the day on those TV shows, just kind of acting, like
Johnny Tough Guy.
Really, Johnny Tough Guy. And then I'm hearing, I've heard a lot of the audio that we've played. I've seen a lot of the footage of these hearings, and he's a different guy now. I want to teach people, young men, to not do the things that I did, not go down the path that I did. Yeah, I just got to stay alive to do it.
Right. And his defense team is really adamant about wanting life in prison and not this execution, which tells me he's scared to die, which, good. I'm sorry. If that makes me a horrible, rotten SOB, fine. But I'm happy that he's scared to meet his maker, and I'm counting down the days until May 20th, and I'm hoping that the governor does the right thing here. You sent me some audio a little bit earlier, Nigel, of President Trump talking about Ozempic.
This is the best. Well, he signed the executive order taking on Big Pharma, trying to, lower the cost of prescription drugs by 30 to 80%. There's some other countries that a drug will cost $200, and in the United States it'll cost $2,000. And so here is Donald Trump. A little bit longer clip than we normally play. It's about 50 seconds, but here is Donald Trump on Ozempic.
I mean, I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine who's a businessman, very, very, very top guy. Most of you would have heard of him. Highly neurotic, brilliant businessman, seriously overweight, and he takes the fat shot drug. And he called me up, and he said, President, he calls me, he used to call me Donald, now he calls me President, so that's nice respect. But he's a rough guy, smart guy, very successful, very rich. I wouldn't even know how we would know this, but because he's got comments. President, could I ask you a question? What? I'm in London, and I just paid for this damn fat drug I take. I said, it's not working. He said,
It's not working.
I just paid $88. And in New York, I pay $1,300. What the hell is going on?
So there he
Trump
is.
talking about Ozempic needs to be a full show in itself.
Yeah, I got this guy, business friend of mine. He's extremely obese, taking a fat drug. He said it doesn't work. the fat drug. I thought it was AI at first.
No, that's real.
But this was part of him signing this, taking on big pharma and the price differences from one country to another, and he wants to get those more in line. People are accusing Donald Trump actually of this executive order is something called price control, which you don't do. You don't tell companies how much to charge for something, but there's he's still taking them on anyway. Let's hope he can do something.
I love that he wants to make everybody understand he's really successful, very successful.
You know his name.
Very fat. Takes the fat shot. Paying a lot for the fat shot that may or may not work. I don't know.
Who's he talking about? Elon?
I don't think Elon needs to take that.
I don't know.
Maybe he does. I don't know. There's got to be some.
It's Pritzker. It's the governor of Illinois.
Oh, he never say anything nice about Fat Pig. There's no way he would say anything nice about Fat Pig. Earlier today, an American hostage was released by Hamas. Trump posts on Truth Social, quote, I'm happy to announce that Eden Alexander, an American citizen who has been held hostage since October 2023, is coming home to his family. I'm grateful to all those involved in making this monumental news happen. He goes on and on. And
it's the last of the American hostages.
This is a big step. Okay, I'm not going to say that it's, the end all to be all, because you can't trust Hamas as far as you can throw them. But this is a big step. And as you mentioned earlier, Nige, the old man's got this Middle East trip coming up, and
he's not stopping by Israel.
He's not stopping by Israel.
Stopping by Qatar to get that $400 million flying palace that they're giving him. You see that plane?
I want a flying palace.
That'd be cool if I had a palace that you could fly.
YouTube chat thinks he might be talking about Chris Christie.
No, I think
he'd flame Christie,
right?
Yeah,
he would flame Christie, too.
A fat ass from New Jersey wants cheaper fat drugs. I said no. Dateline Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hospital in Green Bay announced 14 maternity nurses are all pregnant at the same time.
By the same man.
Nick Cannon went to Green Bay? I'll be damned. Here's a bunch of nurses talking about the experience.
We have 14 nurses who are all pregnant. It was fun and exciting to see the beginning group of nurses come through and say, hey, I'm expecting, and I'm expecting, and I'm expecting. So it's fun to be able to come through and say, yeah, me too.
How cool would it be to help witness the miracle of life every single day? And it's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Look at this reality of our nurses are experiencing.
That's fine. It's all well and good. They weren't specific, but I don't know if it was by the same guy or not. All 14 nurses.
Some dude walking around the hallway like Vince McMahon right now doing the strut.
Isn't the hospital worried they're going to have a little bit of a nursing shortage?
And it's
in
not
about
like
9 months?
And based on what I've heard, it's not like there's a lot of them to spare at this point. I will say this, though, going back to my days as a single man, you can say what you want about strippers or girls in a band. Chicks that work at a hospital, nurses, things like that, they are down to party. They are
Right.
ready, because they have such a stressful job.
Okay,
that
yeah,
when
I got it.
it comes time for release and to unwind, you need dirtballs there like me to help them do that. So good for all these nurses, man. 14 of them, all in the same area. And again, we don't know if Nick Cannon's been there or not. Matt Bear.
Inbound 65, 4-minute delay, 29th to Meridian Penn. And eastbound 70, stop-and-go traffic, Harding into the south split. 4 minutes on the delay on inbound 69, 106th Street, 282nd. On the northeast side, northbound 465 to I-69, there's a stall at the exit ramp. Slow to East 56th Street and slow on northbound from 70 up to Penn Pike. Looking at the northwest side, northbound 465 stop-and-go traffic after 79th up to 865. Eastbound 465 stop-and-go from Keystone past Allisonville Road. Crash on the east side, 46th Street west of Shadeland. Crash southeast side, Southeastern Avenue at Pleasant Run Parkway. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Go to radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
In regards to the Benjamin Ritchie defense team saying he needs to spend life in prison to teach young men not to do these things, Courtney tweets at us at Hammer and Nigel. She writes, quote, "One way to teach young men not to do these things he did is to execute him."
That might be a deterrent.
I'm right there with Courtney. 76 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Are you okay with this? That is the game, and we'll play it next.
The Voice of Health Minute with Dr. Robert Prather of Holistic Integration. Dr. Prather, what role can structure function play in natural help for stress?
Really, a proper division of healthcare should be 80% of all care should be structure function based. 20% of the care should be disease care based, which is pharmaceutically. And right now, of course, we don't have that. Pharmaceuticals are great for helping with symptoms, but they shouldn't be used in long-term type of use. You have to get the body working correctly to be able to get things healed. And so with structure function care, we're going to be working with the endocrine system. We're going to be working with the nervous system. We're going to stimulate the body to heal so that it can handle the stress. We can actually do this in a natural type of way. So we're getting the body healthy again.
The Voice of Health with Dr. Robert Prather, Sundays at 8 p.m. or anytime at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg. This is your premier gun store. Premier Arms has the experience and know-how to help the new gun buyer and the most experienced marksman. They've been in business for over 20 years and have a friendly, knowledgeable staff that wants to help you, not talk down to you. Premier Arms in Brownsburg is family-friendly, so bring the kids. All ages are welcome. Everyone can find what they're looking for at Premier Arms in Brownsburg. 3754 South Green Street. Online at premierarms.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. premierarms.com.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Mecum Auctions returns to the Indiana State Fairgrounds May 9th through 17th for Dana Mecum's 38th Original Spring Classic. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. And with more than 3,000 vehicles up for auction, it's a chance to bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy tickets now at Mecum.com. That's Mecum.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Millions of illegal aliens crossed our southern border under Biden administration policies. But now, things are changing. This is your Congressman, Jefferson Shreve. I'm committed to securing our borders and to protecting our Hoosier communities. I'm delivering for you. Because of Republican leadership, illegal border crossings are at an all-time low. I'm leading the charge to complete the southern border wall and deport illegal aliens. I'm fighting for Indiana and working for you in Congress.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture, wicker, Berlin Gardens, poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
This hour on WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine custom jewelry.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
So weird. Bill Gates is a weird guy. Bill Gates, a Microsoft guy, invented Microsoft out of his garage. Pretty wealthy individual.
He's got cash.
He says he's getting into the butter business.
The what?
The butter business. He's invested into a company called Savor. It's a startup turning greenhouse gases into butter, generally recognized as safe. Basically, Savor's buttery spread, as they say on the advertisement, comes without the environmental guilt trip.
Oh, for God's sake.
Are you okay with this?
No.
You don't get in.
No, I am not okay with this. And I love the review of the startup company. Generally recognized as safe. Well, that generally could mean a lot of things here. Like, it's generally safe if you walk across the street. Is that the same thing as putting Bill Gates butter in your mouth? And let the record clearly state, I don't want Bill Gates butter in my mouth. So, no, nobody was asking for this. Nobody was sitting around at a dinner table putting, butter on cornbread or baked potato or pouring it on popcorn going, man, butter just doesn't taste the same as it used to.
And you know what? I feel so guilty every time I use this butter.
As I pour it in this tub of popcorn made in this cardboard container that cost me $25 at the movie theater, I just feel like the butter's the thing that's ruining the environment. No, this is the dumbest thing ever, and maybe this is designed to distract us from other things that Bill Gates has been linked to.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hat. But I've said it once, I will say it again. I do not want Bill Gates butter in my mouth.
Thank you. A mom and son in Texas were in the same graduating class on Friday. Kyle and Brandy Fields both earned graduate degrees from TCU in Fort Worth. Here's the mom talking about graduating college together.
I'm feeling excited, a little bit nervous. So it's been fun to attend tailgates with him, to see him in action at his sporting events. All the stars aligned perfectly. The first, for us and our family, graduate degrees, mother, son. And it was pretty fun for him to say, hey, I got us matching shoes for us to wear to our graduation ceremony. And I was like, wow, I'm not too old to wear these, but okay.
Are you okay with the mother-son duo?
Yeah, I love this. Good for her. She wanted to go back, get a degree. She got it.
But do you think she unnecessarily annoyed her son by wanting to tag along to college parties and keggers and things like that?
Listen, if you're going to go with your son to a college keger, understand this. Some dude at that party is going to want to hook up with your mom.
That's what I'm saying.
So if he's okay with it, I'm okay with it. I'm looking at it from the academic standpoint here. You're never too old to go back and get your degree, and you're never too old to go to a frat party and take home somebody younger. I'm all right with all of this kind of stuff. Good for her.
So you've heard, have you seen the movie Taken with Liam Neeson?
Is that the movie where we get the iconic speech, I will find you.
I will kill you.
Yeah.
Where they kidnapped his daughter.
I've not seen the whole movie, but I know enough about it to know Liam Neeson's kind of a badass.
The jokesters at There I Ruined It.
Yeah.
You know, There I Ruined It.
I love these guys.
Usually, I haven't heard them do this before. They usually take songs and they
mash them together.
Mash them to parodies and make them into parodies and stuff like that. But they created here's what it would sound like if Liam Neeson's movie Taken was made into a musical.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you let my daughter go, that'll be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you and I will kill you.
Yes!
What I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you let my daughter go, that'll be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you and I will kill you.
Are you okay with this?
I'm not just okay with it. I love that.
That was amazing.
I would rather see that than Hamilton. I would rather see that musical, that play, than Oz or Hamilton or any other thing that Broadway's putting out there right now. You put some people out there dancing, doing jazz hands to that, you've got my money. I'm not mad at that at all. All right. We haven't done this in a while, Nige. Let's play a round of How Have You Injured Your Crotch? Because I feel like everybody in our listening audience at some point in their life has injured their crotch. Whether it's in personal life, play, work, some capacity, young, old, I feel like everybody's injured your crotch. So if you've got a story and you can keep it somewhat brief and clean, share it with us right now. 239-9393. Now, it's usually guys, because we do dumb stuff, that call into this segment. But ladies, if you've ever injured the old catcher's glove, we want to hear from you too.
What's the matter with you?
317-239-9393. My theory is everybody's got a story on how you've injured your crotch. If you've got a creative one, 239-9393.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The positive identification. Rain showers on and off this afternoon, this evening, and tonight. You can expect a 70% chance for rain tomorrow, though. It's 75 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Some people believed that parts of a skeleton found 2 months ago in Bloomington may have been missing IU student Lauren Spearer, last seen in 2011. But the remains have been ID'd as John Baker Jr., who went missing in 2022. Monroe County Coroner Jeff Hall says dental records were used to make that ID.
We were able to take those records and provide them to the anthropology team in Indianapolis, who then was able to cross-reference it with the skeletal remains that they had found.
He says his team is always on the lookout for clues in Miss Spearer's case and any of the other missing persons cases there. A Fort Wayne woman is going to prison for 18 years. Her 4-year-old child died July 15, 2022, of a drug overdose with fentanyl and cocaine found in the child's system. Noelle Wood takes part of the blame for that, with drugs in the house in the child's reach and a filthy house to boot. Her boyfriend, Jonathan Mulville, has also pleaded guilty and will be sentenced next week. the agreement with China having an effect on the markets.
Stocks kicking off the week sharply higher after the U.S. and China agreed to slash tariffs on one another for 90 days while the two sides work toward a broader trade agreement. Both the Dow and S&P 500 have erased all of their losses from the early April tariff day announcement. The Dow has exited out of correction territory while the tech-heavy Nasdaq is out of a bear market. Tech stocks were the biggest winners. The sector has been severely punished by the trade war. The Dow winners, Amazon, Goldman Sachs, and Caterpillar. The Dow decliners, United Health, McDonald's, and Travelers. The Dow rising 1,161 points. The Nasdaq higher by 779. S&P 500 up 184. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, inbound 65. Stop and go traffic, MLK to Meridian Penn, delayed 6 minutes. Eastbound 70, not bad right now. Still a little bit slow around West Street. After that, you're good into the south split. Northeast side stall on the exit from northbound 465 to I-69. Slow traffic right now in northbound from 70 up to East 56. Now inbound 69 to stop and go. 106th Street to 82nd. Eastbound 465 slow after Westfield Boulevard to the White River. Crash on the east side, 46th Street west of Shadeland Avenue, and on the southeast side, it's a crash. Southeastern Avenue at Pleasant Run Parkway. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden, get 30% off all patio furniture. Wicker, Berlin Gardens, poly, cast aluminum, teak, and more. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A spotty shower and storm chance remains with us into our Monday night with lows in the low to mid-60s. Scattered showers and storms then mainly Tuesday afternoon and evening with highs in the mid-upper 70s and a little humid as well. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
What a great choice of music, Allison.
I see what you did there.
I see what you did there.
This is why they pay me the big bucks.
So we're playing a round of a game called How Have You Injured Your Crotch? My theory is everybody's got a creative story.
Man and woman?
Man and woman.
Sure.
On the YouTube chat, Fred's Bank. How about a round of How Did You Injure Your Calf? Very funny, Fred. Okay? And I have no idea how I did it. I just started hurting. And now I'm hobbling around here like a peg leg pirate. Mark is up first. Mark, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel Show. How have you injured your crotch?
Hey, how's it going, guys? So, yeah, I'll try to paint the picture as clear as I can, as brief as I can. But I was at a soccer field when I was a kid. I don't know, we were like 12 years old. Me and my twin brother, I decided to scale the soccer goal, right? And you know the crossbeam at the top?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I was upside down, with my hands on top of my foot, just crossed. And as I was scaling the thing upside down across this beam, it come loose. It comes down.
Oh.
It hit the one side hits the ground, and of course the other side's let loose. Just meleeed my crotch. Of course, my twin brother, he about died himself, just laughing his ass off for about 10 minutes. And I'm just crying on the ground for about 20 minutes. So
yeah, I mean, I was gonna.
my story.
How long did that take for you to get over? Like, for the pain to subside?
I mean, hey, you're guessing, right? I mean, you can guess, right? It was quite a long time.
No
and
way. Because
it
that
was a
just
story
don't
that
go
lived
away.
on.
And I love the fact
lived on in infamy and in my family. So yeah.
I love the fact that his brother could have went over to check on him and help, but was too busy laughing at him.
Didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Mark, thank you. So many of these calls that come in start with my brother and I.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yes, yeah.
Some sort of backyard shenanigans. Sean is up next. Sean, welcome to the show. How have you injured your crotch?
Well, it was actually a coworker. Does that matter?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I work in a tool and die shop, and this guy was moving some 70-pound dies from a table to a cart. And this cart had a lip all the way around it to keep the parts from falling off.
Yeah.
And he accidentally dropped it on the tip of the Frank.
Oh, the tip of the Frank.
It blew it out. And he didn't know how bad it was until he started trying to put paper towels down his pants. And when it came up full of blood, he decided, okay, he had to go report it, and they had to run him, take him to the emergency room, and get stitches. It was that bad.
Oh, my goodness.
Stitches in that.
It was
portion of the male region. It's just.
I believe his exact words were the tip of the Frank. Allison marked the tape on that one for the Friday montage.
Lucky he still has the tip of the Frank.
Right? Dwayne is up next. Dwayne, welcome to the show. How have you injured your crotch?
Well, it wasn't mine. It was my ex-wife.
Okay.
And we were having some fun doggy style.
Okay.
Probably better.
Probably hit the dump on that one, Miss Allison.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that was okay. Maybe it wasn't. But I think I'm going to err on the side of caution right there. And just
right, Dwayne, if you're listening, just get into the YouTube chat.
Right.
And describe it that way, okay? Because I don't think... Yeah, I think we made the right decision there.
Yes. Yes. By the way, we're getting some action on the YouTube chat. If you don't know what we're talking about, go to WIBC's YouTube channel. They stream this little nickel and dime pony show. Somebody's probably listening for the first time going, these guys are talking about how they've injured their crotch? Yes, and we've been named #1 in America. Welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Damn straight.
It says this. Garen writes, can't call in, but in high school, I hit the gym too hard and legs were sore. Had a ski trip the next day, so I put Bengay on the legs and it made its way to the other regions.
Ooh, that can't feel too good.
I think a lot of people have made that mistake, whether you've had some sort of icy hot or Bengay.
No, you don't want to put that on a Frank.
No, but you
on
think,
the muscle.
Right, you put it on the muscle, but you forget to wash your hands, and then you either go pee or treat your body like an amusement park, whatever the case may be, and then it becomes like Liquid Heat in that Revenge of the Nerds scene. Liquid Heat?
Looks like salad.
Let's go to Bill on line 4. Bill, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show. How have you injured your crotch?
Oh, well, it's probably been a bunch of ways, but and what I'm talking about now, it was a youngin', thankfully. And I'll borrow the other fellow's expression. It involved the tip of the Frank, but Frank was wearing a hat. Bring up the zipper, caught the hat in the zipper, and to make it worse, the only way to get loose is to unzip back across right there.
Oh!
That is something about Mary, right?
Yeah, you got to zip it and then unzip it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you spray Bactine on it before
it's
you...
It's either that or break out your pocket knife.
Oh, no. Thank you, Bill. Oh, my leg feels better all of a sudden hearing all this stuff.
I was going to say, yeah.
Rich is up next. Rich, how have you injured your crotch?
Yeah, so I used to train American Ninja Warrior, and we had one thing we did we called the Swing of Death. It was a bowling ball with an eye bolt and a strap bolted to the ceiling. And we would sit on top of the warp wall and swing off of that and then launch ourselves. Yeah, well, so when I was holding on to that bowling ball and jumped off of that warped wall, when my body weight came down, my satchel caught on the eye bolt.
Oh!
And, yeah, I hit the ground on those pads, and good thing they were padded.
First of all, that's an awesome job, an awesome gig, training for American Ninja Warrior. And then the fact that you've injured your crotch doing that, just the cherry on top of the sundae, Rich. Well done.
And hey, actually, I'm the guy you gave your bowling jersey to at the bowling alley.
Oh, right on. We did like a jersey swap at the end, like you see NFL guys do. Rich, that's awesome. Right on, man. Jason is up next. Jason, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show. How have you injured your crotch?
Wasn't me, but I just happened to be in the gymnasium for PE that day. And we watched a kid on an indoor tennis court, the turnbuckle on the pole that holds the net.
Yeah.
He decided to try to jump up on that pole and climb it like he was a bear. Well, he slipped, and it ripped his sack open, and we watched it. It ripped the membrane, and we watched one of his guys come unravel and drop out of his shorts, dude.
Oh,
He hit the floor. He hit the floor. The teacher hit the floor. Every guy in the room
hit the floor.
Like, we fell out. There was no laughing. It was just, oh, my God. But, yeah, that was out on a gurney, blood all over the high school gymnasium. They closed our gym for 3 days.
Whoa.
It was the worst. And then, by the way, my dad's the one that told me not to ever use Icy Hot as a lubricant.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you. I love how uncomfortable that made Allison. And she doesn't even have a satchel.
Oh, no, that hurt me. Oh, my gosh.
Did I hear the word membrane? I didn't.
Yeah.
I just.
And we didn't have Cypress Hill playing either. That was something totally different.
Please tell me we don't have any more calls.
Mike, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show. How have you injured your crotch?
Actually, Hammer, I didn't do that, but I was listening to the show, and something caught my attention. I'm a local foot and ankle doc down on the south side, and unexplained calf pain could be a blood clot, my friend. I really want you to go get a test to check that out.
Oh, boy, now I got to worry about a blood clot. That stinks, but I'm glad you called.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry,
you.
man.
No, I'm glad you did.
My mom had something like that. Yeah, my mom, I mean, she's older, but she takes some medicine for it.
So, Mike, what happens if I do have a blood clot? Like, what then?
Well, if you ignore it, it could break loose, become a pulmonary embolus, and kill you in about 2 minutes.
That would be great for the show, but I don't think I would appreciate that.
So you might want to just run and go get like a test, like something called the D-dimer or maybe a venous Doppler, just to check it out.
I go to the doctor.
Okay, well, now I think I know what I'm doing tonight. Now I'm all freaked out a little bit.
Man, I don't want you to die, Hammer. I love the show. I listen to it every day.
Thank you. The last thing we need is Rob Kendall to come into this time spot. Nigel and Kendall, P.U. Last one here.
Oh, thank God.
Nick, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Nick?
Hey, it wasn't me, but my uncle owns this farm down here in southern Indiana.
Uh-huh.
And we was rebuilding this barn. And this Amish kid fell out of the top story of that barn, and there was a pole ball nail sticking out.
No.
And it ripped his bag right wide open.
A lot of bag ripping today.
Yeah. Oh, poor kid. I hope he's okay.
I hate this segment.
I hope he's all right.
Oh. You know what? You know what the weird thing was? That thing was as white as the sky. I mean, I always figured they'd be red. They was white.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, wow. Okay. And on that note,
can we end the segment, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And that's another edition of the award-winning How Have You Injured Your Crotch here on the Hammer and Nigel show.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numbness, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Matt Schulke, chiropractic neurologist and board certified in neuropathy. What is neuropathy?
Neuropathy is nerve damage in the feet or hands.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
Absolutely, and we get amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, pain, or balance issues, call Dr. Schulke today for a free nerve damage screening. This screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for their specialized treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Simply call 463-400-3338. Act now. Call 463-400-3338 for your free nerve damage screening. 463-400-3338.
American Standard Heating and Air. Anything to do with your furnace, anything to do with your air conditioner, anything to do with maintenance, you got to go with American Standard Heating and Air because they are built to a higher standard. Here's Hammer to tell you about one of those amazing local independent American Standard dealers right here in Indy.
How about our friends at B&W HVAC, Plumbing, and Electrical? Make sure to join B&W's Premier Club today. Stay ahead of future breakdowns, costly repairs. Premier Club members, you get hooked up with routine maintenance, priority scheduling, exclusive discounts. It is well worth it. Call B&W and ask them about the Premier Club today. 317-214-0108. That's 317-214-0108 or visit bplusw.com. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard. 317-214-0108. 0108. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
Hey, this is Denny Smith for LD Smith Plumbing. Lance Smith joins me right now. No, we're not related, but I'd be proud to call him my son, my uncle, my cousin, whatever. Lance, welcome to the studio.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, sump pumps, they're coming up. You guys, it's probably time to get your sump pump special. You brag on this every year.
Yep, it's a real deal. Free primary sump pump with the purchase of a battery backup system. Simple as that. No hidden labor fees or anything like that. 317-927-7186 or ldsmithplumbing.com.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Start her engine by racing into Pierce Jewelers in Carmel for that perfect diamond engagement ring that will put you in the winner's circle. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Tired of digging through noise to find real news? Go straight to WIBC.com. Local stories, statewide impact, national headlines, info that matters. When news breaks, WIBC.com is already on it. Stay on the know while you're on the go.
Hey, Matt Baer, what's going on?
Coming out of the north split, northbound 65, a stall that's blocking the left lane, causing a bit of a slowdown. No delay yet. Inbound 65, slow roll 30th down to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, almost totally up to speed from west into the south split. A little bit of a slowdown as you hit the south split. Northbound 65, south side construction, slowing us down from Raven up to the south split. And on the northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go, 86 up to 865. Inbound 69 slow, 96 to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Sullivan Hardware and Garden. This week at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. See their great selection of grills, Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon grills, along with the Big Green Egg. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It's 74 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
But it's happy hour drinking.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, if you're looking for a reason to drink tonight, Hammer, actor Jason Biggs is 47. You know who that is?
That's American Pie. Jim, right?
Jim. He was caught in the act doing something to an apple pie in that movie.
Did you ever see Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
I know he was in that, wasn't he?
So he was one of the guys cast to play Jay and Silent Bob, like in a movie. In the movie.
Yeah.
And Jason Mewes' character points him out. Hey, you're Jason Biggs. You're the guy that bleeped the pie. And he goes on this big rant. You know what? I'm more than that.
I don't know that he ever really did anything else besides like Saving Silverman. Remember Saving Silverman?
Yes.
With him and Jack Black and Steve Zahn.
There was a movie he did called Loser, where he was like a loser. It was okay. He'll always be the dude with the pie in American Pie. So he's 47 today. If I say the name Kim Fields, do you know who that is?
Tootie.
Tootie,
come on. Everybody knows Tootie.
She's 56 today.
Wow.
She's now on some new Netflix sitcom called The Upshaws, where it's her and Mike Epps, Indy's own Mike Epps. It's like a comedy sitcom on Netflix.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, she's done a bunch of stuff. She stayed busy. Like, of all those chicks that were on Facts of Life, she's probably found the most work because I never heard from Mindy Cohen, which was Natalie. Blair, Lisa Wilchell, I think is her name. She did a season of Survivor, and she's popped up on some other stuff. Yeah, she's very spiritual. She does a lot of the work for the Lord. Joe, Nancy McKeon, did a little bit, but But Kim Fields, man, she's been doing like TV shows and things like that for a long time.
Never thought we'd be discussing Tootie at any length.
And wrapping out the Gen X frush here, if you will, of birthdays, Emilio Estevez, 63. So the jock in the Breakfast Club in the next 7 years is going to be 70 years old, Nige.
Oh, man.
Let that sink in.
No, I don't want it to sink in. I can barely even let my own age sink in.
Son of Martin Sheen, brother of Charlie Sheen.
I mean, what's Emilio Estevez, his main movie? Like, is it Breakfast Club? Is it Young Guns?
Mighty Ducks?
It might be. That might be a signature role.
I mean, he's done some work now. It's not like, he's some one-role wonder.
Yeah.
Those are some big-time films that spawn sequels. What was the movie he did with his brother where they were trash guys?
Trash Man, I think.
Oh, no. I can't think of what it was called. But, yeah, they were like the crazy trash sanitation guys.
He did the Loaded Weapon 1, like kind of like the Naked Guy. Oh, Men at Work.
Men at Work. Thank you. So that's a frush of Gen X birthdays. Jason Biggs, Tootie, and Emilio Estevez.
All right.
Do not go anywhere. When we come back, we're talking tariffs. We are talking tariffs.
Talking about a bunch of Trump wins lately. It seems like.
It's been a good day for the old orange man. Been a good day for the market. Take these days and run with it, especially on a Monday. Don't go anywhere. Top stories coming up next. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
What is 988? It's a way forward. It's a listening ear. It's whatever help you need when you need it. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline offers trained crisis specialists ready to talk to you 24/7. If you or someone you love is experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis in their life, call or text 988. Want more information? Visit 988indiana.org.
During much of Indiana's history, communicating on the telephone with the deaf or hard of hearing was nearly impossible. Friends and loved ones couldn't stay in touch, so the hard of hearing became isolated. Today, those with hearing loss have equal access with the captioned telephone from Relay Indiana and can keep their independence. Relay Indiana allows a caller to read what the other party is saying. This advanced technology